Weekend. Coming at you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, Infinite Weekend. Like, subscribe, share, comment, share 10,000 people. We're going to get into it today.
I like that's our catchphrase. I actually need to change our bio on that. Like share with 10,000 friends.
I noticed you started doing that with some of the posts, so I'm going to do the same thing. Like, I'm into this now, is like catching on a little bit.
Yeah,
Some
there's
of our people.
I've actually had a couple people that actually listen to it. That's like their favorite little catchphrase we have.
I'm into this now.
If they only knew the context of that, I'm like, I don't really know what you're
You know
saying.
what you're saying? How that was birthed.
I got something. Hold on real quick. I want to listen to this.
All right.
We were talking about it before.
Like an actual customer out here, what's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Where are your parents? Kid's sketchy. Back to you guys.
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
That's one of the things like where you'd be embarrassed that was your kid. You're like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
little shit.
But it's
then
hilarious.
you're like, this is the greatest video ever.
It's like some of them old school videos. What's that one?
15 million views on that video.
I heard that one where it's that kid's like at the carnival or whatever, and he's like dressed up like a fucking zombie or some shit. He's like, "What are you dressed up as?" Some interviewers interviewing like the people at this carnival, and this kid looked like a zombie. So he's like, "What are you dressed up as?" And he just kind of like dead silent. He's like, "Oh, okay. You know, what do you like at the fair?" He's like, "I like turtles." That's it. And she's like, "Okay."
Well, the one of the guys says, "What would you do from the lottery?" He was like, "What do you say? Strippers and cocaine or something?"
Yeah, he's like, "What are you gonna do with the winnings if you win the lottery?" He's like, "I don't know, buy some strippers and cocaine." She's like, "Oh, that's
She's
not
like,
what we're
"Oh, turn the
looking
mic
for."
off. Turn the mic off."
Back to you, Ron. Right. I love those candid kind of moments.
Speaking of,
There's that one fat little kid when he's at some sort of chicken festival or whatever, and he's like, "It's fried chicken. I love fried chicken." It's a good. I gotta find that one because that one.
Hold on, let me find it.
Is great. Yeah, it's like kid loves fried chicken at festival. Something
You gotta
like
be
that.
careful when you type in "kid loves fried chicken." You're
Yeah, I
like,
know.
you gotta be easy with that.
Yeah, no. You gotta do it on YouTube where it's safe.
Oh, speaking of kids and shit, I watched Family Guy, a clip of it today, and I was like, Stewie was doing gymnastics, and he was trying to do a somersault,
Right.
and the other kid came in and did like a better, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's incredible!" And it was like, "Boys can do this sport until it's 9, then the whispers start," and I'm like, "Do what?"
the gay whispers. You
Oh.
like penis?
Hold on, guys. Sorry for the advertisement. Y'all know how it is on YouTube. It's fucking everywhere. Here we go.
Well, I'm here in the freezing cold getting free chicken sandwiches because the food
He's like
tastes
38.
great. I mean, I mean, it's chicken. It's fried chicken. I like fried chicken.
That was a really genuine, like a genuine
Right.
interview.
He's either what, like
I
like
love-
14
yeah.
or something like
He's
that.
like,
but
"I love
he
fried
sounds
chicken."
like he's like a 43-year-old chicken lover.
He's like, "I love fried chicken," and
It's
everybody,
chicken. I love fried chicken.
and everybody's like, "Fuck, I love fried chicken." Speaking of fried chicken, Cracker Barrel has some of the best fried chicken.
I like
you guys are wondering.
the chicken fried chicken.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
chicken
about.
it
Where it's
twice.
like double layered up on the crispiness. It's
dude.
good, man.
Put some gravy on that shit. And I've had that for breakfast in the morning. It's on the breakfast.
Yeah, you can
menu,
actually
too.
do chicken tenders there, either grilled or battered with your scrambled eggs.
Don't knock the crack house, man.
No, nope.
I know everybody likes to knock it, but
Do they?
well, I hear people make jokes about, like in movies and TV shows, they make jokes about like a Southerner's going to the Crackle Barrel and we're going to be racist or some mess.
'Cause it's
And I'm-
good.
But
That's why we
don't-
go,
don't-
'cause it's good.
Don't lump Crackle Barrel in with all that.
We're gonna do an
It's
episode
awesome.
there,
At Crackle Barrel, we're gonna play checkers outside in some lawn chairs.
right in front of the fireplace.
Right, some rocking chairs, and we'll do that show from there. It's a good idea. We've talked about doing
Well, we talked about doing it in
So,
Vegas.
on
We
the
just didn't
road.
get a chance to. It was occupied.
the logistics of that. Fuck me.
Yeah.
I mean, people do it. I could have just brought like a mic. And
We didn't have a balcony though. At that high level, you don't have a balcony because they're like suicide. Like you don't want to do that.
You want to do a balcony, a podcast on a
No,
balcony?
like I'm saying, like overlook where we were, the stadium one. So it'd be cool to go outside and do one.
Okay, yeah,
Smoke
like-
a cigar, like look cool.
Where we're on like college game day or something like that, where we're commentating
Could
the
be.
game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd been cool. We'll have to start small. I mean,
Speaking of hookers and cocaine, I finished Handmaid's Tale.
there's a lot of hookers and cocaine in that show. I thought it was about feminism or some shit.
No, dude, if you've never seen it, it's been out for a couple years. Season 5 starts on the 18th, I think, of September. But my mom's real big into it, and she's
That's
like,
where they wear the flying nun hats.
yeah, she was like, just check it out. I'm like, all right, and it's based off a book. Like this whole like
Yeah, it's Margaret.
kind
Atwood, I think.
of like a what's the word, dystopia? Is that how you say that? What's that word?
Yeah, dystopian.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, but it's set off like not like a dictatorship, but if you haven't seen it, it's kind of where it's nonfiction, by the way, or fiction. Excuse me. What? Where
Some people think it's going to be
Gilead, the
nonfiction.
land of Gilead, like this crazy.
Right.
I almost consider them like a leftist party, whatever, but it's a religious fanatic group that takes over the country.
So the Mormons.
So the United States, right? So the United, if you need a reference, so the United States is in Canada now. The small pack left.
That was actually in that show I watched, The Expanse. It was a kind of I don't know who, I think it was a book too, but it was kind of a realistic take on what our species would look like if we had space travel that could traverse the solar system really quickly. Like we had it wasn't faster than light, like light speed, but it was some sort of like quantum drive or some shit. So it was a lot faster. But the thing is, like they would have to say they were going to go to Mars. They would have to halfway through do a burn, and then they have to turn around and burn the other way so to slow down. Like it was more realistic, right?
Okay.
More realistic show. But on there, the Mormons were building this fucking massive cathedral-like ship so they could fuck off to another solar system because it was part of their edict in their religion or whatever.
So Handmaids is not like space travel at all. So I don't.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Sorry.
I just wanted to throw that in.
I was like, I don't.
Because we were talking about Mormons and
we're going quantum
weird
physics.
religious
They're talking
cults.
making fucking bread, and I'm like, okay.
But it's just funny that I feel like the Mormons are always they're like this weird, mysterious,
almost like
kind
it goes Scientology and then Mormon. They're
Right,
like it's a
right.
weird like cousin.
like we don't really know what they're up to.
I don't know what they're up to.
What are they up to?
And I don't want to find out.
They got all these wives, or someone. I don't know if they do that anymore, but they got all these wives, and there's some golden tablets, and their leader is got a plain name like Joseph Smith.
Or his name's
You're like, what is going on here?
So in this kind of like that without time travel or space travel and quantum physics. But so they take over. Well, they apparently there's a fertility crisis where most women are barren, and then the men are sterile as well. But what happened is they took over the country and snatched up all these women who were basically, they called them whores and sluts and whatever, and they used them as breeders, if you will, but turned them into handsmaids. So
I
it's
like
like
where this
Red
is
Center. Dude, it is. You need to watch it. It's good. I got hooked bad. I finished 4 seasons in a week. I know that's don't.
I don't know.
You need to watch it. It's good. The casting is awesome.
I don't like the fuck is her name? Elizabeth Moss.
So
she looks weird to me.
looks
and I
weird.
Can't get past it.
And she's also a Scientologist, but she doesn't show
she?
that
Oh,
she
she
is.
is.
She is. But I will tell you this: as far as like emotional depth from season 1 to 4, she's amazing. I've never seen her in anything else that I know of.
I watched her in Mad Men. So
Okay, I've never watched Mad Men, but you need to. If you haven't watch Handmaid's Tale, give it a try. Give it a try. Just
Pass.
fucking try it.
Pass.
You'll give Sandman a chance. The Sandman.
I watched 2
that
episodes, I'm
Awkward
done.
shit.
I watched 2 episodes. I'm done.
Yeah, I finished it, but it was
Weird.
awkward.
The fucking main dude's too emo. I can't handle people.
Well, there's
that
a
are
lot of
overly
like man
emotional.
on man, and there's a lot of
Ugh.
it doesn't make sense to the story. Like if it made sense to the plot, okay, cool, but it doesn't. That's a weird ass show,
Well, that's Neil Gaiman.
and he's too emo.
Neil Gaiman's a freak. He did that.
He has an aggressive whisper the entire show,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks like he's lead singer in a fucking punk band, and I'm just not into
which
it.
I mean, I like punk music, but not him.
Yeah,
I don't
but
want
like,
him to
like
sing.
cut my wrist punk. Like I'm not into
Oh,
it.
like I'm into this now, and you
Right.
rake your
except
chest with a knife.
Death is what he's into. Yeah.
Right.
Fucking, I hate that crap. Although, goth chicks, cute little goth girl.
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
into that.
the first time I ever got like hit on hardcore by a woman was 2 overweight
By a
goth
women?
chicks.
Two overweight ones.
Did I say that weird?
No.
Yeah, 2. They were
I'm
overweight.
just
they
picturing
were,
it.
They were big girls. Yeah, like you know where the Walmart intersection is. I was 16.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
What'd they
'cause-
do?
So I pulled up at the stop sign. Not that I was like some kind of like lady killer,
Right.
but they pull up and I have my window down, just like you do, whatever. And I look over and I'm like, when you look and you're just like, oh, please don't. So their window's downward. We're down 2. And she looks over. She's like, hey, where are you going? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just going home. Can we come? I'm like, oh, please stop. You're cute. And like one of them looked like Marilyn Manson's sister. And the other one was like her, I don't know, companion or sidekick.
Right.
And they were like real dark black lipstick and like they were
Right.
real pale, like they'd never seen sunlight. And like,
Right.
oof.
That can be hot.
But they were ballsy I mean, it was, they took their shot.
Yeah.
I just, thank God the light turned green.
Right. Get me out of here.
Get me out of here.
They probably put a hex on you as you left.
Hopefully. She starts speaking like the black speech.
That's the reason you have no hair now.
That's why it's receded back.
Right.
That's all. As far
That's what it is.
she's communing.
Right. That's it.
Damn your happiness.
She actually snipped off a piece of it as you drove off. She's got it in our altar right now.
It was short then, too.
She's worshiping the Moloch.
I had somebody tell me that where I used to work with, they were like, hey, man, what's going on with your hair? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, I've noticed you've been shaving. I was like, well, yeah, because I wear a hard hat all the time now. Like, it's hot, and, if I don't want to fix it. I can't be in this line of work and wear hair gel.
Yep.
I'll be tortured. And he was like, well, is that because your hair looks like a yarmulke now? And I was like, the fuck? What is that? What? I'm not of the Jewish faith. What do you mean? So I walk over and look.
You were like, shalom.
I put my head down, and, dude, it was reared back. And I was like, now I get the yarmulke joke. It had to go.
Also, fuck you.
Yeah, also fuck you. But, at the time, I'm not going to say that because he probably would have wrestled me down and beat the shit out of me. So I was like, maybe I should just take the loss on this one.
Some people like that. Yeah, I remember when you did have hair, you finally gave up. When you had the yarmulke look.
Yeah.
Remember we tried to do like the Peaky Blinders look before Peaky Blinders came out?
You talking about the undercut?
Yeah, we tried to do the undercut
Yeah.
and slick back and everything like that.
Well,
We thought we were like Adam Levine from Maroon 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
the
not.
fuck.
Well, first I was doing the hard part. Like that when it got real hot,
Yeah.
like you would razor in your part, and I was like, I could grow my hair out so I can have a hard part. And I already have,
I tried that too.
And I already have like a big ass forehead. But like, so we went to. That's the day we went to. Were you with us when we? Yeah, you were with us. We went to Green Hills on the Groms
Yeah.
and got stuck in that hellacious storm.
Yeah.
and almost froze to death on the way back.
Right.
That's where I went and got my.
You slipped on the road. I had never seen a man pop right back
Yeah.
up so fast.
I did.
It looked intentional.
It was not. It hurt like shit. I was a little, I cannot. So for if anybody doesn't know what a Honda Grom is, it's like a 125cc street bike with 3 gears. That's it.
Yeah, it's like a motorcycle for like
It's a
a
scooter.
10-year-old.
It's like a scooter, right? So we all got them, and I was like, "Hey, let's take them to Green Hills," which is far away. These bikes run like 45 tops.
Yeah.
50 downhill coasting.
No, they went faster than that. Didn't they?
45 was comfy.
Was it 45?
50 was screaming.
Okay, I was gonna say because
I
I think I
remember.
could get it to like 61 going downhill.
Downhill, drafting off a car in front of you.
Yeah, right.
So we were like, cool, let's go. We'll just do all back roads. So we took those little bikes all the way to Green Hills to a barber shop where I want to get my hair cut. So I got the hard part, got that edged up line. I was like, this is going to be cool. Well, it wasn't supposed to rain until later. Well, we went over to the other guy that was with us. The girl he was seeing at the time lived over there. So we stopped in. Hey, what's up? Had lunch.
Hang out.
Excuse me. And then the rain came down. We're like,
I'm a brand new rider too. Like I've only been riding for like maybe 9
that was your
months,
first
6
street
months.
bike that you
Yeah.
bought.
Yeah.
So, and then the rain came. We're like, cool, we'll just try to beat it. According to we'll be able to beat it. Dude,
No.
we got outside and we had, by the way, no rain gear that day.
Nope.
Vans and jeans and T-shirts and helmets and gloves.
I had T-shirts because I didn't.
That's
have
all we
I
had.
don't think I think I had a.
Did you have a jacket?
I think I had like a long
Thought
sleeve
we had
pullover
hoodies.
thing. Yeah, like
Okay.
a hoodie or something. Yeah.
So we start going and stop at the gas station. I drop the bike. I spin it out in the water and drop it and smash my knee to the concrete and then pick the bike up as fast as I can because there's cars coming.
yeah.
So we get to the gas station, and we're like, we'll be fine, we'll make it. That was the worst, and I've been riding for over 15 years. That is the worst ride I've ever had.
It was brutal. I remember that.
Because we went 40 on the way back, and everybody was clenched up.
Well, like those Groms were so weak that I feel like the rain hit you, like
And
slowed
pushed
you
you back.
down. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dude.
going through the water was not. It slowed the
It
bike
was
down.
so rough.
And since it was so small, you didn't have. There was not a lot of bike in front of you.
Yeah.
So you were just all like I was trying to like tuck my knees and
Yeah.
legs in. I was tucking my elbows in so that
Yeah.
my wind wouldn't hit as hard. And it was all just like knuckles, right? And I was trying to tuck my
Dude,
head
it
down
was
and everything.
horrible.
It was worse. I would try to like hug the bike as close as possible to get the heat
Well,
off of the engine.
Once we got into Cheatham County, like trying to make it up that hill, dude, the bikes were just screaming. Like they had no more in them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Finally make it back to Garrett's house, and like I ended up leaving my bike there and told Kylie to come get me.
Yeah, dude.
My feet were. I couldn't feel my feet anymore. My hands.
Yeah, as soon as I got home, it was that me too. I took off my gloves because I think I was wearing. I'm pretty sure I think I was wearing fingerless gloves at the time.
You actually went farther than all of us because you went all the way home.
Yeah.
I stopped at Garrett's over there,
Yeah,
so
which-
you were
yeah, McAdoo
ahead,
or
almost
whatever.
8 miles ahead of us,
Further,
10 miles
yep.
ahead.
I went even further. I got home and my knuckles were just. I couldn't feel my hands.
It was terrible.
And the top part of my legs, right, was taking the brunt of it. I couldn't feel those either. So I got home and I stripped down butt naked and just kind of like stood there for a minute, just pulsating.
Yeah.
It sucked so bad. I immediately, dried off whatever I could and still naked, just wrapped in blankets so that I could try to warm up.
I like how we brought you in on that journey.
Because I knew if I jumped in the shower, it would like burn.
Oh, yeah. It burns. Yeah.
So I had to like warm up first before I could get back in the shower.
I like how we did that, and then everybody got rid of them and got big
Yep.
bikes. We realized like these are stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
They're only fun if your friends have them and you're in like you're racing it like
Right.
a track.
Well, see, it was good for me because I could learn because it didn't go very fast. It didn't
Yeah.
have crazy acceleration. Like
It's a great beginner
You'd have
bike.
to really try to like do a wheelie on it. You have to yank it up.
Oh yeah.
But it was good for me to learn how to do a bike. So when we saw that, I was like, yeah, let's do that. But then after, once
we
I
all
got to the
big
full size
bikes.
bike, it was
it's game over.
it's so much better. It's totally worth it. Which I tried to do. I tried to pull that thing up one time.
Yeah,
and
that's
do it.
dumb.
I did it out of the neighborhood when we lived on Luxury Drive, and I was like, you know what? I'm in the neighborhood. It's okay. So I'm not on the
I remember
highway
when
or
you
whatever.
called me if you
I was
tried
like,
it.
let me try to get this thing up. So I'm revving it, and I'm getting the wheel up, and I'm getting a foot off the ground, 2 feet off the ground. I'm like, hey. And I'm like, all right, I think I got the hang of this, and I yanked that sucker up, and it comes up, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go back down. So I go back down, but I wasn't ready for the jolt of going back down. I was like. Hitting, I'm like the thing goes everywhere. I almost go in somebody's yard. I'm like, this is not
Look at the cost of looking
right.
cool.
Exactly. And then my heart shot down in my asshole. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
No.
I've only
not doing
I've
this.
had a
Scared
couple-
the shit out of me. I was never gonna do it again.
I've had a couple scares on some street bikes.
I don't know how people do it.
We did. There was one we ran. It was that highway when we did that. When we went to Mr. Gaddy's. We were coming back on that Baby Dragon. Is that Highway 262 or something? Mm-hmm. We were hauling ass back, running them, and I came down in the bottom of a corner. I don't know how fast I was going, and dropped a gear into it, and the back end hit some sand or like some loose rock, and that back end got loose. It's one thing when it does on a dirt bike, but it does on a straight at 60 miles an hour. I like clenched up and I was like, ooh. And then I thought, okay, so if I hit that guardrail or I hit these trees, like how can I possibly tuck in a way that this won't be as bad as it could be?
Yeah, I'm going to be maimed.
I'm going to be maimed for sure. Or if I'm going to do it, I need to make sure I hit it hard enough where I don't feel it.
Or you die.
Yeah, so it's fucked up.
100%.
Yeah.
I would try to do a wheelie if it had to be like open field on a dirt bike.
Oh yeah, that's where you
Otherwise,
can do it.
then I can do it.
I can honestly
But
tell you,
I'm not doing it on the street because that
no,
hurts.
it's the whole wheelie thing is it's cool. It looks really dope when someone does it, but like as long as I've been riding, like I can't
I don't really
ride a
have
wheelie
desire.
for. I just don't. It's never bit me.
Right.
Like
after that one time, I was like, I don't
want to do the practice.
I don't want to
better
get
at
there.
it.
Exactly. Because I'm like, how many times I'm going to drop this fucking thing? How many broken bones before I finally get to
The
it?
way I look at it, like when
But
I
I
used
could
to
do it.
when I used to race, I was like, okay, so by doing this, like, how's it going to make me better on the track? Well, it doesn't. It just,
No.
I mean, it doesn't. Like having control of your front end, obviously, if I'm doing a certain section, but like overall, I'm like, it hasn't ever helped my
No,
game. And,
maintaining.
hey, if you
especially
can
not
do
for a
them,
street bike.
they look cool.
Right.
It looks fucking cool.
Right.
I just don't want to do it.
I was more content with like just getting better at going into turns at higher speed and dropping low and everything like that. I did better at that. I was like, let me just focus on that because
Yeah.
that makes more sense. That's more fun too.
Yeah. Do you think you'll get a tattoo this year? I know it's really random and off course, but I just want to know. I put you on the spot on the show.
I know. I talked about it where I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to get one. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a shit? So, yeah, let's just do one. Fuck it.
Don't talk
Where
shit
should I
'cause
get
you're
one?
on the show.
Where should I get one? What and where should I get one?
What?
I
Don't
think
ask me that.
I think
Don't ask me what.
I won't tell you what. I'll figure out what. But where is probably the best place? I'm figure the shoulder or the back or something
So
like that.
if I got my first one on my back across my
I
shoulders,
figure the back because that way if I don't like it, I don't see it all the
I
time.
always tell people because for some reason when you get a bunch of tattoos, they think you're an expert. I'm not an expert. I just have a bunch. So I always tell people like, look, get something that's either family, religious, or something that will mean something to you, no matter what. Like you've liked for years, whatever. Like I have a leg of just movies and stuff that I like that I know I'll like. They're like, what about when you're 80? I don't give a shit. I probably won't see 80.
Boobs.
So. Yeah, if you want, like I love tits and motorcycles, but I don't have it on my back. It says I love tits and motorcycles. So I always tell them, like, back towards your calf, you're gonna do one. If you want something small, up
I don't like
towards
leg
the.
tattoos. I probably won't do legs.
Oh, okay, yeah. My wife doesn't like leg tattoos either. She hates my leg tattoos. But I mean, shoulder, back. I mean, depending on what it is. If you want something that's medium size, I just showed him with my hands. You guys couldn't see. On your shoulder, you can do that, but like it's just wherever. It depends on the piece. And then now knowing what I do is I'll actually wear a fake one if there's a questionable area. I'll wear a fake one.
Should I just do a fake one to start out? Or
just to
don't
know
be a
how.
bitch?
So no, it's not. It doesn't make you a bitch. It makes you smart because the way I look is I ordered a bunch. I got them for my daughter. She likes to wear fake ones because I have some. So I'll put if there's an area and I have a tattoo, a fake one of similar size, I will put that on that spot and wear it for a couple days. That way I can get an idea of like, do I like that spot? Do I like that placement? And they're good for like 3 or 4 days. So by looking at it, you're like, okay, I can kind of see something right there. Or you'd be like, fuck that spot. I don't like it. That way you don't get to the shop and you're like, yeah, I want it here. And then they put it on the stencil and you're like, oh, I don't like that at all.
Okay.
Because I did that the other day, or not the other day.
Looks different whenever it's like
yeah.
on a 3D object.
Yeah, the last
instead
tattoo
of,
I
like,
got,
laid out flat.
she went to put it on my back, and I was like, because I only have a couple on my back. I'm running out of room in my front area or whatever. So she was like, what do you think about that? And I looked at it, I was like, I fucking hate that. Because, and what's happening now is I have so many that I can see. If I can't see it, it fucks me up. I didn't know that until I found this out. She put it on my back, and I was like, I just want to be able to see it. Like because the last 10 years I've been getting them where you can see them,
right?
But not, I can't see it. It fucks me up. Like I want more on my back because I'll eventually have to. But I'm like, I just like to be able to see it when I want to see it.
You're gonna have to get a mirror behind
yeah,
the
like
mirror in the bathroom.
even the one behind my ear, I can still see it if I'm shaving my head or something. I still see it. I know it's there.
Yeah, when I saw the one behind your ear,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that was I saw that one. I was like, oh, gay.
Yeah, right. Well, my dad did too. Like he was like, what is that? And I have to explain. And I'll tell you.
But once I see that it's like
it's the shock or whatever.
Right,
so
so
what's
it's
funny is when we went to Vegas, like I got more attention from that. Like some dude at the airport, we were doing security check, and he was like, "Hey, brother, yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Fuck, I'm not lying," but that's what we used to do on motorcycles. And Kylie does it to me now. She'll be like, "What's up, brother?" And like,
brother,
will she call me a fuck boy? Like so she'll do that, and I was like, I want that. So I got it, and then. Of course, it's in a spot, too. Like, if you covered it up, you'd have to get a big one. Right. And then once you cross into, like, behind your ear and neck, it's like, well, what's next? I'm like, well, fuck, I want a big one on my neck now.
So, since you got this tattoo behind your ear of the chocolate, you got people doing it to you.
Yeah.
So, I'll just put send nudes behind my ear.
Maybe you can just send nudes, or you can just put a little dick,
with my
and
number.
People will just show their dick at you.
Just drop trial.
Yeah.
Hey, you look at this.
Or send nudes.
Right.
You get the ones you don't
send
want.
Nudes, yeah. That's what.
I've seen some cool ones back. It took me a while to like cross into that area, but once you.
When did you get your first tattoo?
18.
18. So
yeah, because at first
was it a birthday thing? Like
yeah, because at first my parents were like, "You're not getting a tattoo." And I'm like, no, because he was always like this weird.
Yeah, but
like,
they all have tattoos.
Well, Dad had one at the time.
Really,
my mom had none.
When was your dad? Okay, so really, he had one.
I'll get to it.
How old was he when he got his first?
So that happened, and he doesn't listen to the show, so I can tell the story.
Boom, do it.
So they went out one night with some friends. I think he was probably in his, I want to say 40s. Yeah, probably.
Really?
Yeah, probably 40s.
So it's not weird that I'm getting my first
No,
tattoo
not at all,
35.
dude. No, my tattoo artist just tattooed a lady who's in her 60s.
Well, yeah, she probably retired. Who gives a fuck at that point?
Well, I'm just saying. So, anyways, my dad got his first one. They went out one night, and they were like, let's all go get tattoos. And Dad's like, fuck yeah, let's go all get tattoos. We all went. Everybody bitched out except for my dad.
Did your mom have tattoos at the time?
No, none. She just got hers 5-6 years ago.
So they're late bloomers on the tattoo craze.
Yeah, so Dad
Really?
got that one on his back. It's just like a little, I think it's an alien pulling his pants down, mooning like this. It's got little jeans on.
That was the first one?
The first one, it's like this big. It's really cool.
That's
It's
great.
really cool. It's a little alien just like, it's colored and everything. It looks cool. It's just a random alien pulling his pants down.
He was 40?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You'll have to see it. It's fucking good. It's actually really cool. That was he was just like, I may have been drinking. I'm like, were you?
think?
Well, it's that time Garrett showed up to the house with a fucking Teletubby with an RPG on his arm.
Yeah, that was pretty
He
good.
walked in. We were on the couch. And he was like, check it out, guys. Dad and I were like, that looks gay. Like, dude, you have to get that. Has your mom seen that? And it wasn't a good one. It looked like shit.
A shitty, like, crack.
Next time you
Teletubby.
see him, have him, because he's got it covered up. You
Okay.
can still see it, little bastard. It's the yellow one, Lala. Yeah, it looks like an insurgent. So,
I should get I'll get a giant mural of the baby son from Teletubbies on my
yeah.
back.
Good morning. Starts giggling and shit.
Yeah, he's like,
Right.
his
That's
two
a
eyes, it
little
rises.
weird.
Really
So,
weird. That
yeah,
baby
so-
freaks me out.
So Dad got that one. So yeah, Mom and they both got theirs late. So anyway, so my 18th birthday was rolling up, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I don't know." My mom's like, "Why don't you guys get a tattoo?" And I'm like, "Oh, Dad, this is not good. Mom, don't bring this up." So Dad was like, yeah, we could probably do that. So I'm like, what? So I took like 6 months of playing out. So I wanted my last name across my back. It reminded me of my jersey back in the day. I was like, whatever. It's easy, simple, whatever, dude. So I picked all my lettering out and did it, and then got my first one slapped on. And then after that, I've just never fucking stopped. Then Dad ended up getting a couple more. We used to make it an event. Me, Garrett, and Dad would go, and we would like go out to dinner. We'd have drinks, get tattooed, then hang out at the shop, and then go eat. Like it was like a
whole thing.
We always made everything an event. It was dope. Well, then after like, I think I had like 6.
How old are you at this point?
18, and then I got 2 more at 18. I got 3 more at 19. I just fucking
You went crazy.
I went after it. So then I had a little. Then I met Kylie when I was 21.
Yeah, you were young.
So I had a couple. By then, I think I had like 8, maybe 8 or 9, maybe. I think. And then I met her, and then I met her friend Aaron, who does tattoos with me now. She was just an apprentice. And I didn't have like the other guy used to do all my first ones. I was just like, I had him do a bunch of them, and then I met another guy.
A man was your first?
Yeah, he was my first. He laid into me. So I just flipped my hair if I had some.
First man I've let inside my skin.
Yeah. I didn't have my clothes off. So she fucked me up with that. I met her, and then she was apprenticing, and then I've been with her ever since. So I met her, 11 years now. Her and I've been friends. She's been tattooing me.
You have like 30 something.
So I have like 33 or 34 right now, I think. I just went ape shit, man. Like, and nobody now keeps up. Like, I just fucking love it. But the problem I get into now is I've sat before for like 10 hours. Now I'm just like 4 or 5. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I just don't. I'm fucking like,
You don't want to do the big ones anymore?
I don't want to. I want a big one, but I don't want to sit.
You want to do like in stages?
So I do like 4 or 5 hours at a time. But now on my arm stuff, she's just filling. Now it's just like little thing we're trying to get down to the wire. And then now my legs are the big thing. So I'm just getting them filled in because I don't have like a theme. Like most people, like when I first started getting tattooed, you kind of figured out when you don't have any, if you're going to do one big piece, like one fluid piece, or like a theme. Like if you're doing traditional, if you're doing realism, if you're doing whatever, like pop art style. Like me, I have everything. I have random shit. Like I have some that I've stuck to just one color. I don't have any color. They're just black and gray wash. But yeah, so looking back now, I probably would have done maybe something more cohesive, like a big, like, I don't know, something, but I like the randomness of them.
Right. Yeah,
so now I get pieces I want, and then I backdrop them when they're too many. I just fill them.
I do like the randomness, but I do like that if it stays one kind of, like, I don't like Pete Davidson, for instance. You've seen his tattoos, right? He looks like the inside, like a coloring book from a toddler where they just put stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it looks like.
So mine are kind of, I think if I had to compare mine to like a celebrity, since we'll take that avenue, would probably be like Adam Levine.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what mine are like.
You also have the thing.
Yeah, I have Ride to Live and the Mantra Energy font on my stomach.
Don't you have Mayor somewhere?
Yeah, on my back.
On your back.
Mine are all very motorcycle. I got my
Ride
first
to Live
one
on your stomach, and then Mayor on the back.
Mine were very motorcycle inspired.
I've
like
seen them
because that's yeah. Well, you haven't seen all of them. You will here in a minute. I'll put it on the table.
Oh my god.
They were all very motorcycle inspired. So like a lot of mine are. I was in that. That's what all the motorcycle guys were doing. That's when I got my ears pierced too. Like they did. The moto guys had like the tattoos, and then so yeah, I have a bunch of shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. I think everybody should have one because I know people are like, it's the pain, it's the experience. Like it is, yes, and they all fucking hurt. Let me tell you different, but it's something cool, and I really like matching ones with family members, like my mom and dad. My mom's first one, we got all matching. But yeah, she didn't get her first one. She has like 3, and she didn't get them until her 40s. So I don't think there's ever a bad time.
Weird.
I mean, your skin obviously will change over time, obviously.
Yeah.
And then some people's skin reacts differently to different colors and whatever. But everybody should have one. It's fucking cool.
Well, I just like the regular like black. Dark
Yeah, you do.
tattoos.
Yeah,
I don't
you
like
do
the
black or
The only ones that I don't really like the full color ones.
yeah.
But I don't mind like maybe a little bit of color in a black one.
I like it when it's adding. Like the ones I have, the only color I have is white. They'll do white outlines, which fucking hurts. It's just a single needle, and they'll go in after it's already swollen and fucking hurting, and they'll go in like, let me highlight this bitch. I'm like, you don't have to. It looks great.
You don't highlight this.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Right. You don't. I'm not paying for that highlight. That's out of your check. It's fun, dude.
I don't care about the pain thing.
I've got an appointment next weekend. It's fun, man.
Yeah, I don't. The pain doesn't bother me that much.
It's a different-
That's not what scares me about it. It's just the permanence of it.
Well, that
honestly.
and people's indecisiveness
And that
will
too.
push them to the limit. Because I have another friend of mine that I was surprised when I met him. He didn't have one. I'm like, I would have thought you'd have like, I don't know, a Tennessee T or just something, you know, good old boy tat, something, barbed wire.
Right.
And he's like, no, because I changed. He's like, I can't even buy clothes without taking the tags off because I don't know if I'm gonna like it in a week. So he's like, if I get something, I said, that's why you have to do like your kids, something that won't change, something concrete.
See, I should probably just get one because I'm the type to where I'll try something, be like, but if I don't like it, then I'll most of the time I don't return it. I'm just like, whatever, fuck it. I'll try it. Maybe I'll like it later.
But you're
or
also
somebody else will like it.
But you don't have buyer's remorse.
No, not really. That's
Like,
what I mean.
that's what I'm saying.
So
You-
even if
you-
something, so I'll buy, say like I buy a shirt and
Yeah.
then at the store and I don't try it on. I get home and I try it on. It fits weird. Or I don't like it. Or I just get whatever. I'm like, fuck it. I don't take it home. Usually I've already ripped the tag off because I was so committed to that purchase initially. I'm just like, fucking tag, and then I try it on. It's like, okay, this kind of sucks. And I'll take it off and throw it in the corner and be like, I don't take the time to like try to like save the tag and return it. I just don't.
But I don't have any that I have
So
one.
if I get a tattoo, so I say that because if I get a tattoo and even if I'm not in love with it afterwards, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, and that's a good way to be because I only have one, and it's not a bad tattoo. I only have one that I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I got that. Like it doesn't. I was just like,
what is it?
It doesn't make. It's this like traditional style sailboat. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't-
It's so usually you get them because it's like a journey home, or like sailors used to get them like because they were a fucking sailor. But I was like, I want one, and I like it, but I don't know why I got it right there. I was just like, cool.
That's a good spot.
I was like, just fill that in, and I don't know why I got it. I like the way it looks. She did a great job, but I'm like, I forget I have it. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But I don't have any that I'm like, I wish I'd get it covered up. I had one that I did get. I'm in the process of covering up just because the line work was shitty, and it was like a cross I got on Google.
I've never really paid attention. Like your left arm or your right arm is a lot more defined. I can see the birds and I can see the koi fish and the flames and everything. But this one's a little bit more.
It's
the only thing that stands out is the pole there. Whatever the fuck.
that's
that
a
is,
staff. That's
staff.
That's St. Michael.
Okay, same. Okay,
an angel.
I see the whole thing.
And then
now.
there's a Templar Knight up here, and then
Right.
that's the Templar Knight prayer, and
and
then
then
that's
the symbols.
the painting is I'm gonna mess this up.
Yeah,
'cause
so
we're
I
on the
never even
show.
noticed that was a sailboat until you
Yeah,
the ship until
that's
you
from
pointed it out.
Kylie and I's first date. From This Means War. The kiss is that painting from the movie.
Oh, okay.
That was our first date. So we actually have that painting in our house. Not the original one, obviously I'm not rich. But we have that painting since we've been dating. Like we've had that painting in the house. So it's
got
stuck, and I was like, I like that. So I got it.
I got you.
Because despite what she thinks, I do like her around. So
She'll get a chuckle out of that.
yeah, because she'll make jokes, but like, you don't even like me. I'm like, well, because earlier I was like, I'm going to my boyfriend's house. We're recording tonight. She's like, you fucking go ahead. But yeah, you should get one. You really should get one. I think you should.
We said we were going to try to get her on the pod this week.
Fucking Jacob won't bring my damn mic.
That's true. We don't have a mic.
So I just got really accelerated there. Fuck.
About that.
I called him the other day and tell him because I have a bad memory and so does he. So I'll be like, dude, I need that mic.
Yeah.
Because he's not doing his stand up anymore. I was like, just bring your mic. I said, if you need it.
He was all apologetic, like, "Oh shit, man, I'm
Yeah,
sorry."
yeah, he
whatever.
was. Oh, he's super empathetic. I was like, dude, just when
But
you
he
get a
didn't
chance, bring it back. And he's like, okay, cool. And I was like, if you need it again, let me know so I can have a third if we want to. Because we've been talking about bringing a guest host on the show.
Right.
She would have tonight, but she went and visit with a friend of hers. I told her to go hang out, get out of the house.
But when you get that mic, give that mic back from him, and then we can have people on.
Yeah, we can
And
do
we'll
that.
plan it out. I'm the worst planner.
Oh, I am too.
can't. I'm actually really good at it if I do it. I'm just lazy. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I just forget about it. I wake up and I do my thing, and I don't really plan stuff out for the week or whatever. So we need to do better about that.
Since we're on the tattoo thing, which I like, do you like tattooed women, or do you think it's trashy?
Depends.
Okay, depends on what, like face. I don't like face tattoos.
No. Yeah, some of them are. I feel like the tattoo is too much that it takes away from their natural beauty, and then sometimes it augments it, and it's hard to explain. You'd have to, like, if the tattoos overtake the rest of her, like there's more tattoo than her, I'm not into it.
Okay.
But if there's some, like she's got like a sleeve or half or whatever, or she's got like a nice one on her, like on her hip or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm into it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But pretty much every girl that I've ever met has always had some sort of little thing on their ankle or their wrist or what. That to me doesn't count because like everybody has it. They have it on their foot or whatever.
That's
not really like a tattooed woman. That's just a woman with a tattoo.
I've never been with a woman, obviously, which I won't be. My wife's not heavily tattooed like me. But even before, I've never dated or been with a woman that was tattooed like me, like I am now. Like,
So if it was a girl tattooed like you, that would be okay. It would. I think there's a point where
there
it's
is
too
a point.
much.
There's a point where, and I might, and
that's just me.
Kylie the other day told me that I look like a convict. I was walking by getting dressed, and she's like, "You look fucking crazy."
When you were like on Greenwood Avenue and you were
running.
jogging
Well, I was just
without
blending
your
in with
shirt
the
off.
community.
Yeah,
blending in with
pretty
the
much.
community.
I think it was safer for you to do that.
Exactly. You put a flag out.
Exactly.
I do like them a lot on women, but I think you're right. It's like it may be the same for dudes. It's like a certain, like a line. You're like, kind of like that chick we saw in Vegas. That was too much.
Yeah, that was too much.
That was too much.
That was too
That
much.
was way too much.
You know it when you see it. And
Yeah.
that's when
But I do like them on.
crack another beer.
Get you one. Go ahead. Pull it out of your little bucket. I do like them on women. I'm not against that. Is that a heavy beer?
Yeah, it's a full beer. It's not a light.
That's a Samuel Adams.
Yeah, it's one I tried.
That's
out
a
their
man
little,
beer.
Their little summer seasonal pack or whatever the fuck. It's good shit.
Oh, that's right. Is that big case you bought a while back? Okay, cool. I don't want one.
I
was
finally
just
was like, let me finish these bitches off.
Hey, might as well.
Tropical wheat. That's what this is.
They grow the wheat in the tropics.
Yeah, like something like that. Or they just put some
They
lemon
put
in
orange zest on top
it.
of the
It's
wheat.
like their regular bill. They just put some lemon in it.
Okay.
That's all it is. More than likely. Shanty of some kind. Juicy and refreshing. Let's try this out.
Go ahead. Wow. How was it?
Simo. It's good.
You know you're supposed to pour a beer fast. Did you know that? Did you get that video where
I
it said
saw
to do
that
that?
video.
It was interesting. That guy's a real asshole in his show, but he was onto something there.
It's a habit. I pour it that way.
Because when he put that napkin in, it like exploded, and I was like, oh god, it makes sense now why you start
Dipped it in there.
burping and shit.
Yeah.
I'm a Corona guy myself.
Yeah.
I like Coronas, and not because nothing's stronger than family, but I like Corona.
They should play that song.
Was he?
What's that song they always play in those movies?
Hey, on my workout list, I have some songs from Fast and Furious. He does, and then I like when he says too.
Here's a question. Since you
Go
this
ahead.
may not apply to
No,
you
no, go
because
ahead.
you've been fit since you were like 12. So
That's not true, but go ahead.
That is true. So I am. I'm gonna put myself down, but I'm husky at the moment.
That's fine. Sure. Thick. That's what's his name? That's
Right.
what Brandon Schaub calls it.
I'm thick, right?
There you go.
I'm thick and juicy. So
I'm not-
if
I'm not gonna
call me
refer-
Juicy Josh.
Okay. If you're juicy, go ahead. Fuck.
You almost did it.
Go ahead, Juicy. But I have to say it down. Like, go ahead, Juicy.
Juicy.
Gotta say it quick.
Okay.
That was Cedric the Entertainer on that stand up when he was like, he said, call me delicious. He said, I ain't calling another man delicious. I'm a grown ass man. He said, what if I'm running from you? Like, hey, yo, delicious. Hey, yo, D. Like, I was like, I can't call you Juicy. All I picture is those sweatpants that say Juicy, on the ass. Yeah.
What happened to those? They used to have like just one word on the
I
ass
kind of
and
miss
disappeared.
them. I kind of miss them.
Because in that way, I could stare at their ass and they'd be like, wait, I'm trying to read the word.
I'm trying to read the
all.
words, like Juicy.
Right, I'm trying to make this out.
I think they still sell them at Victoria's Secret where it says pink.
Yes,
I think you still got 'em.
pink. That doesn't count. I would need some more
Juicy,
I need a
thick.
I need a larger vocabulary. on
They
the
had
ass.
those in Vegas. Those little kiosks were selling those shorts.
Yeah.
They're like Chick-fil-A, but it was in the same font, but it said something like, I don't know, thick or hit this shit. I don't remember what it said.
thick fillet.
Thick filet. That's it. That's it. Yes. Oh, shit. I forgot about that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead with your
Was that the name of the
There
shop?
was.
I just pulled
Yes.
that out of my ass.
It was. Because they had a swimsuit, too. Thick filet.
filet.
Oh, fuck. That's great.
Oh yeah. No, so my question is since I'm a portly fellow at the moment, should I get the tattoo now or wait till
Get
like
it now. Get it now. I mean, there's because
does it matter? I mean, my thing is from a technical perspective, does it matter with the tattoo?
not really. I mean, I imagine if it was like significant weight gain.
Yeah, I'm not like 400 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would be different then, but like no, not now. Like if you lost
think so.
whatever when that time,
Yeah,
like you lost
I'm
like
not getting
40
it
pounds,
I'm
whatever.
not getting
No,
it,
no.
like, right on my belly button or anything.
I've never
that.
like I was. I don't know. I think I was like 148 pounds at one time, 145 when I got my first tattoo. Like I was not. I'm not saying I'm massive now, but
God, you were
I'm
tiny.
like 30 pounds heavier now. Like I don't have like a 6-pack washboard abs. Like yeah, but I haven't seen any that have like distorted. So I think you'd be okay.
You should just get like real Mr. Olympia fucking just.
I'm too short.
Yoked.
Like a fucking idiot. Like I try to stay thicker, if you will. Now I try to float like at 180, so I don't look like a bitch because I'm not tall. Like I can't get taller. So you try to get wider, but then when you try to put on weight,
You're
you
just
have
like
to
a fucking
eat
bowling ball.
all the time, and it sucks. You're gassy and bloated. Fuck that.
No, I know.
No.
Well, I'm gassy and bloated all the time now anyway. and I
Well,
don't
they say
have
you're
muscle to
30.
show for it.
They say in your 30s that you just keep a bottle of Tums in your pocket.
Yeah, pretty much. No, there's Tums everywhere. I have strategic Tums. I have
Trumps.
Trumps. Sorry, I've been drinking. I have
That's my second bottle.
right, my second bucket. No, I have strategic Tums. So
Yeah.
I've got bedside Tums. I have kitchen Tums. I have truck Tums. I have work Tums.
Do you start since you've been
Tums
since,
everywhere.
since now you're older and wiser, and you have Trumps? Have you started putting like more things like that in your truck? Like, do you keep a stash of things?
Like
I know it's really
supplies.
random, but like supplies. Yeah, supplies will. Do you keep stuff in your truck?
Yeah, I have stuff that's
Like things you didn't carry in your 20s, do you carry now?
well, Tums is one of them.
Well, of course.
Like stuff that's in my truck that I feel are necessary, and I would be upset if they weren't there because you never know. Tums is one of them.
Okay.
Metamucil, but that's just for me. And most people
Well, or
don't
your
do that.
passenger. If passenger's like, feeling a little unregular.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
You want to get regular?
You want to get regular?
Right.
Did you just jerk off? You want to get regular
Well,
with that
they're
shit?
pills. So I was like,
Oh, you're shaking the
panning on
bottle?
me, shaking the
Oh,
bottle.
okay.
Like, here you go.
Hey, let me stroke that while you're in the front seat and you're feeling bloated.
Take two of these.
Take two of these.
They're suppositories.
It's 8 ounces.
Yeah, so I would say that. Like napkins, like something
Yeah,
to
of
clean up
course.
with. I do have like some baby wipe type things, like to clean anything. Right, a gun, a
Oh,
knife,
of course. Yeah, of course.
a billy club, or like a not a billy
nightstick?
club, an asp.
Ah, okay, great.
Right, so I can bust some skulls.
I
But I don't think. Besides the Tums, that's the only thing that's like I have to have
yeah.
Tums around because nothing sucks worse than like you're trying to do something you got heartburn. It fucking sucks.
I've never had heartburn. I haven't to this day.
Actually, so I've had. I can't believe I'm going to say this,
Go ahead.
but I've had to multiple times. This happens multiple times. Is I'm preparing and I'm engaging in nighttime activities by myself.
Masturbating?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Sorry, I just
right.
wanna make sure.
I finally find a good one, and I'm on the hub, and I'm like, this is gonna get me there. Let's go.
Okay.
Play.
Okay.
Right. I'm ready to go. Like I am locked in. Time for blast off, and then I start getting heartburn, and it fucking ruins everything. It ruins everything. You cannot concentrate on anything else except for
Is
like
it just?
I'm
does
dying,
it-
like dying on the inside.
I've never
So I
had
have to
it.
get up all like halfway in midway
Hard
through,
and, like,
right?
yeah.
Hard and
Are you naked at this
and
point?
moist, and I
Because I usually jerk off naked. That's why I was wondering. Like, are you naked all the way, or like porky pigging? Are you porky
I'm
pigging
at least yeah, I'm shirt cocking it at least.
Which is weird because I don't like it to drape like it's a show about to begin.
no right.
It weirds me out.
Right. Well, yeah, I got a little bit of a belly, so it kind of holds the shirt up a little bit, so it's fine. So I really do look like Daffy Duck or Donald Duck with a shirt, right?
Okay.
And I was a sailor, so I
And a
got the
dick.
hat too.
Yeah,
right?
and a dick.
So right.
I got it.
and I've got Crocs on, so it's like duck feet. But
Well,
anyway.
that's just good. Yeah,
Right.
that's a great house shoe. I'm wearing
So
one right now.
yeah, so I have to like stop in the middle of this, pause,
Yeah.
and then get up and waddle over like a fucking duck, and I've got my shirt on, like shirt cocking it. Go find my Tums,
Yeah.
take some Tums. I'm like,
Let it
soothing,
settle.
Let it settle for a bit. Like, oh, that's good. Then I go back and I can finish.
Oh, okay. Well, I get it. Yeah, so my truck, I started keeping, because now I'm a dad too, so you keep certain things for that. But I always keep sunblock and bug spray. Bug spray is just for when we ride in the woods too, so I don't like bugs on me. It fucks me up. I don't want to pull ticks off my crotch. That seems to be the only place they gravitate towards.
Oh yeah, I've had one right on the tip, like of the head of my
It's
dick
terrible.
once. That
So,
sucked.
um,
And then, but especially, what's the remedy that you've been taught on getting rid of a tick or a turk? Or chiggers are a little bit different. How you
chiggers are
handle it.
different. Chiggers, I actually have chigger medicine for them. Before it was
So
clear
how were you taught to get?
clear fingernail polish for,
That was
for
chiggers.
chiggers. Ticks was taking a match,
Okay,
and yeah, which at the
That
time
is-
you're like,
you're like a fucking surgeon.
yeah, because at the time my mom would help, obviously.
Yeah,
But like
how I
now as
learned.
an adult, I'm like, I know how sensitive it is, and I'm not doing that.
Right.
So now what I do is I just take alcohol and I just drown that bitch until he backs his way out. Because that's what they're doing. They're backing their head out when
Right.
they can't fucking breathe.
Right.
But it still sucks pulling them off.
Yeah, see that's how I was taught too. Take a lit match, blow it
Yeah,
out,
and you
and
burn
then
its back, and it's like, man, it backs
it
out.
backs off.
But I'm like, what if it
Right.
doesn't, or I
But
hit
what
the
it-
tip and it
Right,
burns?
I miss and I just singe my dick. Right, that's,
Now look, I have some kind of fetish.
right.
I'm gonna start.
I'm into this now.
I think I'm into this now. I think I might lie to people and be like, yeah, you take wax, candle wax, and you pour it on there.
we need to find out like what the official like most people are doing. I don't know. We just outed ourselves, but I feel like everybody in the South at least that's how you were
That's
taught
the
to get
remedy.
rid of. That's
Yeah.
the remedy is you take a lit match, you burn the end of it, and then clear polish for chiggers. But those things don't go. They like smothers them and then they eventually get out. But that takes a minute. That's not instant. You can get the tick off instantly.
Yeah. So by the way, a chigger bite is actually the chigger's not there anymore. It just bites you and leaves.
Right.
It's not there. You're just having the bite. They don't actually remain there.
Really?
That's a common misconception. Yeah. Chiggers aren't
they-
staying. Chiggers bite and they get out. They're tiny. They're little bitty. They just bite. They're not actually
Maybe I'm
still
thinking something
there.
else.
No, you're right. Chiggers leave the red. They fucking itch like from hell. It's like Satan's. It's terrible. There's chiggers and ticks. That's the big two primary bastards in this
Maybe
area.
I'm thinking something else then. That buries in the skin yet. And
That's a
they'll come
tick.
out. Yeah, but it's just his head. I'm talking about like the whole like there's a lot smaller than a tick.
You talking like a fucking bot fly? I don't know what that. That's you
Maybe.
talking about some Malaysian shit. That's not. That's the two bugaboos.
Maybe I'm thinking something. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I just thought that.
I think
was-
we're
maybe
too-
I just thought that
yeah.
the chiggers did that.
They don't. I thought that too for a long time until I googled it.
Interesting.
And the internet, there's everything's 100% on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically.
But yeah, so back to what keeps my truck. Yeah, like I keep Tums and there's baby wipes and I like a gun, of course, gun and extra ammo and stuff. But
right.
yeah, I like to have all that. I thought you were about to get on a tear on some pornography stuff. I was about to start rolling because that shit is some of the funniest subject material. Is porn.
Oh yeah, I've actually I'm taking a sabbatical.
Are you getting off porn?
on
I
the
did
hub.
that too for a little while. Have you gotten? Oh, you didn't caught. I got caught having it on my phone recently, and
yeah.
it was fucking awkward because I was in Chick-fil-A's drive-through, so it felt really unholy of me. Like, dude, I was busted out bad.
Hope your sandwich was disgusting.
Dude, Kylie caught it, and it was so. It was the first time in years I've actually had a red face. Like I didn't know what I had tried to back my way out, and I couldn't.
What was the pornography?
So we were. I
Was it
may
a
have
good-
already.
was it a
Did I
good
tell
one?
this already?
You might have. I don't know. I think you told me the story once.
Okay, I'll just add on the show. Well, no, I had been watching one earlier, and usually you go incognito on your phone, like private
Yeah.
tabs, just because I don't know. I want. There's like a little bit of an edge to it. Like I don't want to get caught. Like it's
Right.
She's aware that I watch it every now and then. So I was pulling through. We were going through the drive-through, and I forgot that I had one up, and I forgot to close it out all the way.
It was
So
like, it was like stepmom porn.
she went to grab my phone, and I mean I don't have anything to hide. I'm like, yeah, here, just use it. She goes internet tab. She's like, what's this? And I'm just like, I was like, I don't know. Let me. That's weird. I don't remember watching that. My face is all red. I'm just
was a
like, she's
pop-up.
like, are you
Might have a
watching that? I
virus.
was like, I mean, I have earlier before, but not today. Not today. Can I have my phone back? You have fun. I paid for your phone. Where's your phone? And I get all like defensive. And I'm in the Chick-fil-A drive-through. I'm like, fuck. So, yeah, dude. Yeah, busted. And it was a stepmom one. Yeah. Brandy Love.
I called it.
Yeah,
Stepmom.
you got it. I know. Those have really faded lately anyway.
I'm not really into the stepmom. That's weirds me out.
Yeah, but when you say you're taking a sabbatical, I was like, yeah, it's kind of, it's just every now and then. Like, I mean, the people that are like, if you get mad about it, I'm like, first off, it's hard to just stand there and just do your thing with nothing.
Yeah, right. That's difficult.
Like,
so
my imagination is not that good anymore.
right. The way I'm
And looking at pictures is stupid. I cannot do that. When you go to the doctor and you have
But
to
that's
do
porn
it,
too.
you give a sample. Yeah, but my pictures move and they have sound.
right. That's better.
I don't want to
obviously.
open a magazine. It's like she's in one position.
Well, it's like anything. So it's like any vice.
Yeah.
Right. It's in moderation. Like
It's
I'm
in moderation.
I'm drinking alcohol right now.
But you're not alcoholic.
Right. But I'm not an alcoholic.
Right.
Right. So I was getting to a point where I was like, I'm a fucking alcoholic for porn. I need to chill. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't want it to be a scheduled thing.
Right.
Yeah, or I don't
when it becomes like routine, that's when you have a problem.
When you have artists, if you want to call them,
Right. When you're
memorized.
like, when you've got a username account and you
Oh,
start
that's- you're an
commenting
addict.
under the videos, you're
an addict.
gone. You
When
might as
you-
well just lean in.
the first time you make a profile and you save a video, you're an addict. I've never done that.
Just lean in. So I was getting to that point where I was like, you know what?
I'm tired of looking for my favorite video.
Exactly. I hate having to try and find this. I'm gonna have to before like getting to the point where I make an account like save my favorites or whatever. So I can have like a notebook or like
Well, you have a
type
ti-
it out,
I
type
call
out
it-
the title
yeah.
so I can search it back.
I call it tile jumping because in the hub it's tiles.
Right.
Like, a little bit. You have to
Exactly.
tile jump through the windows. You're like, okay, I remember that.
Right.
That girl's face. Jump there, and then you had to go back to the bottom. Okay, I remember her
Boom,
hair.
there it is. It was on page 5.
Page
Boom,
5,
halfway
4,
down.
her video, right there. And then, of course, the buffering is the worst. Like, because, you only use, like, it's a 15-minute video, but you only use 45 seconds of that video.
Right.
Like, you really don't.
If you're strong enough.
If you're strong enough, right. If it's a good one, you're like, I don't need to hold on. Like, no one's watching. Like, I can go as fast as I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a race of one.
I don't know why there's always always one. Like, I don't know why there's always a weird grunt, but yeah. So yeah, there's always, like I said, I hate when you get to it. It's funny you mentioned, like, it's a good one. You're like, okay, I got it locked in. This is my spot. This is my jam.
Yep.
And you're doing your thing, and you're like, oh, I'm almost there, and then it fucking pauses. And you're like, no, wait, and you got to back it. Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yep.
I've actually done that before and been like, just stopped. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever started and stopped.
I
I think I've always been like, you know what, I've started this adventure. I'm going to finish it.
But do you ever get grossed out whenever you're done and the video's still playing in the background and you feel like a cheap whore?
Yeah, like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be like, oh, God, how do you watch that, you cheap
and then
bitch?
the screen goes black and you see a reflection and you're like, oh,
Or you walk by the mirror and you're
disgusting.
cleaning up, you're like, filthy bastard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You have to do the walk of shame to the bathroom or wherever you're at.
It's like when people ask, kind of when I first got married, people be like, "Do you guys watch porn together?" I'm like, "No, we don't. We have lunch together and dinner. We don't do that." It's because some people are into that. Like, whatever you need, I guess. Whatever you need to spice. Hey, I'm all for it. Whatever you need to do it.
Did I tell you about that couple that I met when I was in one of the gentlemen's clubs in New Orleans?
Yeah, the ones that tried to invite you in.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like it's
kind of flattering.
There wasn't a whole bunch of people in there because it was probably like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. But
So you got free chicken wings.
right, exactly. So and it was like the 4th club that we went
That's the
to.
B squad.
Right. So we were down there and I was sitting in the front of the stage and the stage had a pole that went up and it went through the second floor because it was like a
nice.
balcony, like it was open in the middle.
Well, they had a volunteer
the
fire.
pole
They had a
went
volunteer fire
right.
department at the top
It
of
was
them.
like that, right? So the pole went all the way up to the second floor too, so which was really cool. So the girl was up there; she was doing her thing, and she was like Cirque du Soleil ended up there, and I was just sitting there enjoying it. And this couple was like, one chair removed from me was sitting over there, and they were older couple,
What age would you think? 50s, 60s?
50s,
Wow.
late 50s probably.
They look at you like, you like that shit, boy?
Right. I was drunk, so maybe they were they could have been 22, they could have been 73. I don't know.
But he looked like Gandalf.
Right. They were older. I would say that they were older. They could have been retirement age. I'm not sure, but so they were just sitting there enjoying it. Right. Same thing as me, and I was just enjoying it. I wasn't talking to them. I didn't engage them or anything like that. Well, the lady like moves to the chair next to me, right next to me.
Right.
So scoots down and she leans over to me and she's like, "You like that?" I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah, because
like
you feel like
that."
you're put on the spot. You're like, maybe I
Right.
should answer her.
Right. He's like, "We like that too." I'm like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
But but a little part of you wants to keep it going. Like,
Right.
how far can I get away with this shit?
She started like talking about like how like what do you think about them nipples? You like them nipples? I'm like, she was starting describing this girl's like body and how she was moving and what she looked like, her hair color and everything. And I was just
You're like, is this your daughter?
right, right. And so she was like, I don't know, getting a second opinion before she takes her home and fucks her. I don't know. It was weird.
No, you want to make sure.
It was weird. So I feel like they were like one of those couples, and they were older, so they've been around to where they probably like they either go to these places to get themselves all jazzed up, maybe more for the guy, probably some for the girl, her too, but it's probably more for the guy. Get them all fucking worked up, then they go home and fuck each other like rabbits, or they're like looking for talent. I don't know. They're looking for somebody to like come home with.
I saw a married couple in the first.
Or they could just be enjoying it. Because sometimes people like go and enjoy
that's fine.
it.
Like that first club I went to when you introduced me to that whole thing, but
We never really talked about it on the show.
we're not going to. Well, a little bit, because no, we're not going to right now. Anyway,
We could save that for. I've been to plenty, so we should.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so there was a married couple in there that night, and I had never seen it before, and it's weird. It caught me off guard because I couldn't imagine doing that
With
as a couple. Like, it's just weird to me. And hey, if you're into it, like I said, whatever your vice is, I'm not here to judge. Whatever works for you to keep it spicy, by all means, I'm all for it. But I'm just like, I would be too uncomfortable. And
Yeah,
I was
I mean, I
already
can
a
see that.
nervous Nelly anyways to begin with because I'd never been to one.
I
So,
can see that. I can see that. I've seen that before.
Where it's
awkward.
you
for
don't.
the
It's
cou-
too. I
if
need to
it's-
go there to
if-
relax. I don't want to go there to be fucking
yeah, 'cause I'm-
wound up.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because if you're there with your significant other, like they've got to be 100% totally cool with you taking it all in.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
If you get mad about them, they catch you looking at somebody at the mall. You think
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
going to want to
Right,
stab you in
gotta
the
be
neck
cool.
here?
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that's only for the most rock solid. She's not
Or
going to
she's
be
a freak
or she's not going to make it a thing. I don't know.
because they will make it a thing.
Also,
Even if it's cool that
I don't
night.
know. I still feel
Even
like
if it's cool that night, the next day I'd be like, "You really like that girl?"
I don't know. Here, maybe I'm just going to throw this opinion out.
Throw it out
I
there.
just formulated it. I'm
Go ahead.
5 beers in. I don't think women belong at the strip club. I feel like that's a man's domain for us to chill and be.
Well,
men.
that's why it's separated from. There's male strip clubs and female. Like I think that a woman should be able to go with their girlfriends and look at
dudes.
I have
Fine,
no,
go for it.
What? Go
Love
for it, dude. Like because I realized that. Well, it's like Kylie told me, like, don't fuck anybody. I'm like, oh, well, of course not. Great, got it.
Right.
Like, but
Like it doesn't bother me that women are there and they're
No,
observing,
no,
but
no,
I
no,
wouldn't.
no.
But I'm like you. I wouldn't want
I don't want
to have my
no,
significant other
no.
there that anybody that I'm dating with me.
I don't
because
want-
I feel like I can't fully like relax.
I don't want to. I wouldn't even want my friends to bring their significant other girlfriends. I just don't want that around. Like
I've gone out plenty of times.
I know you have.
So
I just don't. To me, it's
that doesn't bother me because
it's just weird.
I'm not with them.
I'm
so
not either, and it's just I don't know. Like still, like I feel like that person can't relax and be themselves. Like
Maybe.
chill. Like I don't know. I liked it because it was just a relaxing place. Like it is what it is.
I don't know. I have seen that. I've seen couples have
Excuse me.
not the best reaction to.
Yeah, I just don't want to be a part of that.
So I would say no 100% before you go into it.
Yeah, I agree.
Or try it out, and if it's not you, then bail. No harm.
yeah,
no
but
foul.
I don't want to bail early. I'll be pissed.
Yeah, I'd be like, you go wait in the car.
You go wait in the car, bitch. I just paid this cover charge. Are you serious?
Got to get rid of all these ones.
Yeah.
Can't take this home. They're going to think I'm a
Ones.
drug dealer.
Yeah, get rid of these hundreds. I'm in my 30s, bitch. I got money.
I did go to a club one time, and that they didn't issue ones. They issued twos.
That's dope.
$2 bills, and they were I swear
crisp ones?
they weren't in circulation because they were the crispest of bills
That shit
I've
was
ever
printed
seen.
in the back.
They seriously they probably were illegal tender.
Who cares? They
But
became
yeah, they were
legal tender that
$2
night.
bills. I was like, $2 bills, son. I'm like making it rain twos.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That's okay.
It was super weird. That was a weird club. It was what was it? Where the fuck was that place? I think it was like a.
Is that Key West?
It was a Hustlers, I think.
Ooh, okay.
And it was across the river in St. Louis.
You been?
The Uber driver, when he took us over there, he was like telling us like, "Oh yeah, it's right over here." It's like, "Oh yeah, that gas station right over there." Like somebody gets shot there like once a week. I'm like, "Cool, don't go there."
Yeah, let's avoid that at all times. Speaking of Hustler, have you been to the one in Nashville? Hustler, sex store.
It's one time, long time ago,
Place is
when I
fucking
worked
cool,
downtown.
man. They sell motorcycle gear in there.
Yeah, they sell a bunch
Like
of
you
shit.
first walk in because I've been to a couple of sex store adult still bookstores, which I don't know why they fucking call them. That's weird. So we went into. Sorry, hold on.
What is it now?
I know my mother-in-law.
He's getting distracted by his phone. Such a millennial.
Dick. Fuck. So no, I went. We went into Hustler one time, and I'd never been in there. It was early when Kylie and I were first dating. We were engaged at that point. We didn't date very long. So we went in, and I was like, I've been in the shady one here in town. It's fucking weird.
Oh, you're
And
talking
then
about what the fuck is it?
Miranda's, and it's always some creep working behind the counter. Like, let me know if you want to see some dicks, like whatever. So this one was
got all the dicks.
This one was upscale. Like it was motorcycle gear up front,
nice lighting.
lingerie. Yeah, nice lighting, nice employees.
Yeah.
If you want to see a wiener, you just tell me. Like, cool.
Right.
And then the back has the scary shit. Like up front. Then of course you
Like
see
whips,
your
chains, whistles, yo-yos.
yo-yos, jelly stingers, and you see the dude in the trench coat. I'm like, this guy is for sure going to buy something sketch. But I didn't realize there's other couples there, and I'm like, I'm a people watcher, so I want to see what these other couples are getting into.
Right.
That way I can judge because that's what I like to do. So
We're not kink shaming. We're
there was
just judging.
No, I'm just judging because it's fun. If
Right.
it's funny, it's funny. So I look over, and this one couple is looking at this big, fake dick, And the lady, like the dude, takes it out of the box, like because they demo it for you. They don't like shove it in, but they
I
like
was gonna say, how do you
they don't demo.
a
Yeah, they don't
dick?
like saddle up, partner. Like they like show it how they make you touch
Well,
it.
you
and,
can't
like,
use this one. You got
someone
to
they'll pull
test
like, someone they'll put like in water and see how it vibrates. I'm just like, this is like a dick show and tell. And they had one in the back that's like 12 inches long, and I was like,
my God.
I'm not. No, they had like a sex swing, and then they had this other thing you can buy where you.
Yeah, I think that
it's like
that one, the giant 12-inch
Great American Challenge.
Great American Challenge.
And they had like
That's
a pommel horse. What's that thing called? Like a pommel horse, whatever. Like you do gymnastics. They had one of those that had like a mechanical weenie on it that you could like chick could sit on, or a dude, whatever you're into, you could just sit on it. And I was like, it didn't even try to make it look nice. It looks real like just barbaric. But the sex swing is what cracked me up the most. You put it like in the doorway,
Yeah.
and they like harnessed you. But my thing is like, if I had one, I'd be the one to get in it like as a prank with Kylie, and then she'd leave me in it.
Yeah,
She would help
All
me get
strung
out.
up.
Yeah, she'd be like, who's a bitch now? Like
Right.
take pictures of me.
I just pictured like while you're not using it for sex times, you could just like sit in it and like swing, like have a little drink.
Yeah, because the only places your feet swing is like the
Right.
doctor's office.
Exactly. You just like sit in and swing, like
Yeah.
scroll Instagram, have a juice box, just like
Well, I had it's a Capri Sun. I had we put up a swing. We put up a swing at my house, not a sex swing, but a swing out front for Harper's birthday. And other day, I found myself like I walked by and I was like, I think I'm gonna swing in this bitch for a minute. And I literally found myself swinging in the front yard, and I was like, this has to fucking stop because I'm kicking my feet, and it's not a normal swing. It's like a big round rope swing. So I'm sitting there just contemplating life, and I'm swinging.
Right.
And I realized like.
you're like
You
kicking
have
your
to,
feet.
Yeah, I'm kicking my feet, and my feet are dangling as I'm swinging in this tree. And I'm like, I have to get down
Right.
because I realize I'm
I just do it because
a 32-year-old man child.
I want to know what it's like to be a couple of my short friends. I have a couple of short friends that are vertically challenged, so I like to imagine what it's like to be 5'2" or however tall they are.
Fuck, damn.
I think they're like 5'4". 5'4".
You're like 5'2".
I don't know.
You're like a child.
I'm really good at like oh yeah, he's height. I'm terrible at height. I'm terrible at like guessing someone's weight. I'm terrible at guessing like ages of like if someone's like oh yeah, have you seen this kid who's like 9 years old? I'm like that. I'm like is that still diapers? I don't know. I can't. I don't have a terrible time at like aging things.
Yeah.
Guessing people's heights, weights, and something else. Oh, how long it takes to do an activity,
A task.
a task.
Okay.
I have
got
no
you.
idea.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just terrible at like judging that thing. I have really good spatial awareness. I can navigate really well, but time is not my friend. Numbers are not my friend.
He's like, I'm actually really dumb.
Yeah, exactly. But what is it now? Who's texting
I'm
you?
listening to you talk. Shush, man. Fuck, keep talking, jerk. I don't know my fucking password.
I've been to that hustler store before, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
One time,
I
I
think
think
we were
one
just
time.
on the topic of pornographies and sex stores.
I think so.
Sex swings.
Somebody, you bring up hustlers and kind of like bringing some memories back here.
Bring- yeah,
where
let me-
when I worked downtown, I went to a gay bar one time because it was like it's a downtown Nashville. It's called Play.
Well, you hadn't
And
been
it
with
was
that
just
many.
like-
You hadn't been with that many dudes.
I
Yet.
didn't as many dudes as anybody else. So no, it was just one of those things. If you work downtown, I was working at a bar.
Sure.
And everybody's like, we go out afterwards, and we've been to every fucking bar downtown and beyond. And so it was like, they're like, hey, we're going to go play tonight. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, fuck. Can I drink there? Cool, all right, well, let's go. So I went or whatever, and it was fine. It was, I had I can't remember who was all with me. My brother ended up showing up there. That was a whole weird night. That was actually the night he came out to me.
I
That was
remember
weird.
that. I remember that night.
was
I
weird.
wasn't there, but I got the story.
But we were there, and one thing I will say about that place is two things. Two things I'll say about
It's
it.
gay.
Is drag shows are boring as fuck. I don't understand why people like
I
them.
don't. It's
They're
weird
not
to me.
entertaining to me.
No, I don't get it.
Like
but,
I think
hey,
it's just I don't know. Is it just the spectacle of seeing like somebody who's obviously a dude dressed up as a caricature of a woman dance around and sing
it may
old
be
Whitney Houston songs?
I think it's supposed
is that
to be
what
like
it is?
It's like a whimsical thing. That's kind of what I get at. I was
Well,
like,
it's
is
not
this like
even. It's not good. It's not like good though. Like
Yeah.
like if I want to go see like a concert type thing, I'd go see a concert. If I want to see a magician,
Chicks dig it, man.
I don't get it.
My wife gets in. She thinks it's funny. I'm like,
some sort of spectacle of it.
she
all.
asked me to go, and
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
I just don't want to go. Like, I'm not going to go there with my pitchfork and a sign and burn the place to the ground. But like, I just
Right.
don't want to go.
But I mean, if you get past the fact that it's
Yeah.
a dude dressed as a woman, just say it's just not good entertainment.
Right. Right.
Period.
Yeah, it's not
End of
Cirque du
story.
Soleil.
Right. It's not good entertainment. It's
Right.
I'd rather I just don't like it. So whatever. But I will say one thing is that I do know that there's a lot of straight girls that will go to those places because that way, the gay guys are like complimenting them all night and they're telling them, how hot they are and all this kind of stuff without having to feel the pressure of the sexual tension or sexual attraction or anything like that. So a lot of straight girls go there.
I think it's a cop out.
Well, I do. I'm just saying that a lot of straight girls do go there so they can dance and have fun. They can dance with guys, have fun without the tension or the stress of worrying about creepers or anything like that, right? They can just, I don't know.
I get it.
Relax.
Yeah,
It's
okay, I got
it's
you.
like we went to the strip club, right? We're going there. It's a good time. Relax. We can be ourselves, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, I guess. So I have never met. I've met some of the hottest girls I've ever met in my entire life at this one gay bar. So I went one time, and I guess I don't want to get too far into the story because it gets a little weird, but a little too personal. But I was dancing with this redhead, and she was a unicorn. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what a unicorn is.
Redheads are either hotter than hot.
That's it.
And she was hot, so she was.
If you see a hot
smoking
redhead,
hot.
it's quick and
It was
it's
crazy.
gone. Yeah.
Right. And so we were dancing. She was grinding on me, and I was
Into it.
I was.
You were
into
6
it.
to midnight.
I was in there. I was exploring everything that she had to offer.
Okay.
Right. It was amazing. You get what to catch my drift. Yeah. Until I catch my brother making out with one of my coworkers, and then that ended the whole fucking thing.
That was the dude.
Yeah, that was the dude, and that ended that whole fucking thing. But she did at one point have to ask. She did ask me. She was like, she was like,
are you ever going to stop
like,
dancing?
She was having a good time. Where she was like, and then turned around and she was like grinding on me. We were like face to face, and it was getting real hot. And she, of course, being in a gay bar, she was like, "So you're straight, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, 100%." Like I'm like trying to hold back a boner right
Should've
now.
been like I am now.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. I wasn't before, but you turned me straight. Right.
Thank you for your help.
Exactly. You've done a great job. The
done your
Lord would be
country
proud.
service.
Right.
Shalom.
Shalom. But yeah, so that that was great. My brother ended up ruining that experience, but yeah, so that was the only time that I've been to a gay bar and witnessed a drag show live, and it was just it was stupid.
That shit's really blown up in popularity.
The bathrooms though are like unisex, so we would go into the bathroom and then girls would just pop in there. Like it was a big bath. It wasn't like a single use bath. It was stalls and everything.
That wouldn't bother me.
Well, it was weird because my brother couldn't. I think he was underage at the time, so he couldn't really drink. So I would get some drinks, and we would sneak off to the bathroom. We'd go into the same stall and let him drink some, and then we would go back out. Right, and I'd be like, "Here, slip this into your pocket."
They think you're slipping.
Well,
a dude
two
in that
girls
stall.
came in there while we were in there, and they got in the stall next to us, and I was like, "Quiet, be quiet." And of course, we were both drunk. We were both drunk, so we started giggling and shit. So it was two dudes giggling in a stall, and the girls next to us were obviously, probably lesbians, and they were like, "Oh, there's two of them," and so they thought we were like fucking in the stall, and it was weird. So there was some kid that was like following us around. It was like little mousy little dude. It was like following me and my brother around the whole night.
He wants to get on that bathroom.
Yeah, I think so. And he looked normal. Like everything, he was like a normal looking dude. He was wearing like a polo and some shorts. Like he was normally dude, except he had like bright red lipstick on. It was weird. So it was a weird fucking place.
That was like Five Goes Gay.
That was like I went one time and I was like, I'm done.
I will say though,
the only thing that made it was that redhead was.
I think I didn't go to my first dance club in Nashville. Kylie took to my first bar. I was 22 to my first like bar, like in Nashville bar hopping on like Broadway and stuff. I'd never been. There's always like a weird negative stigma like thing around. Like you remember when we were younger at Graham Central Station was like the nightclub.
Oh,
like,
that place was. I got another story about that place. That place was
so-
shitty.
Right, cool. Kylie and me used to all go there. All the women would go there and dance. Like that's the thing I knew. Like when you were 17, 18, where to go. And I was always like, I can't go do that. Like I'll never be able to go do that. Mm-hmm. But like when I finally got to go to a real dance club, I lost my fucking mind because it's awesome. Because that's one of my favorite things to do when I'm drunk is dance. And even if I'm not good at it, I don't care. Like it's incredible. Like I wish I would have went to more when I was obviously in my 20s.
I think my favorite thing to do whenever I get drunk is just drink more.
Well, I did that too, but I like to really get after it. And I'll dance by myself. I've been left on the dance floor many a times. Just dance by myself. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Really?
It's awesome. Yeah, I don't care. I've danced in the street twice.
I've only ever seen you drunk. A couple
Yeah,
of
so
times,
apparently
but never.
from-
I
yeah.
never got to the dancing Josh drunk.
No, so apparently I've been told that I'm a good time drunk, but I just don't do it often enough where people have seen it. It's like a mystery. Like, I think my brother's seen me drunk once ever. But it's like, Kylie's seen me a few times, obviously. And then, but other than that, friends have been like, we need to do this more. There's a video of me. Dean has it. I'll have him send it to me, and I'll let you watch it. There's
Okay.
me twerking at the club. He has it recorded.
fuck?
I'm twerking on Kylie, and I go dance by myself, and he has it all on video.
I shouldn't laugh. I've done way worse. But
Of me doing that in bright red tennis shoes, a backwards ball cap, and a flannel, fucking getting after it at the Dirks Bentley bar in Nashville. It was fucking awesome.
you mentioned Grand Central Station. I
Yeah.
don't think that place exists anymore.
I never
Pretty
been.
sure it's shut down. But
I always heard it was cool.
it was like 4 floors, and each floor had its own like theme of like music.
kind of like
whatever.
what's that one club down in Broadway that has 3 stories? Like one section was like gangster music kind of. You don't go up there, and like there was country down below, and then like hip hop.
That was
was
over.
that Wild?
It's connected to Cadillac Ranch.
That's it. I went there and danced too one night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've been in there before. We used to
Fuck, we
go.
should go
We used to
back.
go through that place to get to the back into Cadillac Ranch because there was like so you could skip cover because there was like some sort.
It was like
some sort of
15.
pathway that
Yeah.
connects in some
That's
of those
right.
buildings.
That's right.
And you can get through. But I remember Grand Central Station downtown. I was on Second Ave. The last time I went there, and I was like, yeah, we're not going there anymore. Was we were up on I think the 3rd floor, whichever one was like the contemporary like hip hop music or whatever. So
They
fun-
talk contemporary. I'm like, someone's in there playing a piano.
no, that's a street over. That's Big Bang. Is where we would go. For
That's
that.
a cool place
That
too,
was a dope
man.
place. But no, it was. I think it was the 3rd floor. It wasn't the top floor because the top floor was the roof, obviously.
Right, well, of
So,
course. That's where your highest
I remember
level
it
was.
wasn't that. I think it was the one floor below, and I think it was like contemporary hip hop or whatever is what they mostly played. So it was the dance floor. They had a dance stage and everything. Well, I went there one time. We used to go there a whole bunch. I stopped going a lot.
Is this any good?
Yeah, it's good. Give it a shot.
Is it good? If I don't like it, I'm gonna let you have it.
I'll just drink it if you don't like it.
I know. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Get this.
I was definitely over 21 because we didn't go there a whole bunch after we turned 21 because that was really the only place that you could get into under 21.
Daddy's gonna finish that
They
one.
would give you like a thing where they wouldn't serve you or whatever.
Yeah.
Give you a thing on your wrist or a tag or some stuff, some shit like that. But you could get in there at 18 to 21. That's good. So, which also kind of made it kind of shitty because then it was like a bunch of fucking sober kids trying to get booze. It was weird. It
I was
dumb.
always told that Graham was like the place to go to get your dick hard. Like you could dance with girls.
That too. Well, anyway, I went and one night, and I was hanging out with a buddy of mine and this, I think, couple girls, and one of the girls had to go to the bathroom, so she's like, walk me to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, it's one of those places too where you don't want to like.
She's like, I gotta take a shit. I need your help.
Right. Well, it wasn't like keep track of me. I don't want to get like harassed or anything.
Right.
So I was like, okay, fine. So I'm waiting outside the bathroom for her to do her thing. I guess take a big shit. And there's another dude that's just kind of like hanging around the exit of the bathroom too.
Right.
And it's right there. It's a big open area, so it's not like down a hallway or anything like that. So it wasn't weird for him to be standing there. So anyway, he just kind of like, did some pleasantries, small talk. Oh, so man, what's going on? Where are you from?
Yeah,
All
what's
that kind
good?
of shit. Right. What's good? Right. It was a black fellow too.
You got a big old dick on you?
Right. He did ask me that. I said no. And he said so anyway, I had a nice chat with this gentleman. It was
Yeah.
fine. Well, we go throughout the night, and it's finally like, closing time. We're getting out of there. And everybody's, that song went through my head
Sorry,
too. As soon as I said it, but I like reserved.
We should
myself.
have sang it real quick.
We should have done it.
My bad.
We should have harmonized.
Yeah.
So anyway, shutting the place down. It's closed. Everybody's like filtering out like roaches, pouring out onto the street. Well, we're stumbling around. We're walking up Second Ave and to go back to our Uber. Wasn't our car. I don't know. Maybe we had a DD. I don't remember. But anyway,
Sure.
Uber wasn't
Was
a thing.
provided by the club.
Uber wasn't a thing then, so I had to come up with something. Our cab.
A taxi?
I don't know. Right.
Taxi.
I think somebody drove.
Just got on a bike.
Somebody drove that shouldn't have. But because I was hanging out with people. There was nobody was not drinking.
All right,
Someone
right,
always
right.
had something. They were like, we were just trying to find the most sober person. Like, you good? You good? You good? Who's good?
What do you got here? Like,
And then someone would be like, I'm good.
you're like, he won't kill us.
Let's do it. Right. I have a friend who is an impeccable drunk driver. It's amazing.
Some people drive
She's
better
probably
drunk.
better than sober driving. It's amazing.
That's scary.
But anyway, yeah, definitely doesn't do that anymore. Man, 20s were fucking wild. But anyway,
didn't get.
it was wild. I know you missed a lot of that. It was fuck. It was crazy. But so we were walking down the street, and there's like ahead of us. There's like a group of people, and there's like a commotion going on. Right?
Oh,
like,
a
I
disturbance.
was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" I was like, "Oh, it's probably a fucking fight. I want to watch a fight. This is gonna be awesome." So we start, walking up, and I'm in the crowd, the circle, and I'm watching this dude. There's two guys standing in the middle of the circle, and one of them is just standing there straight, just
Yeah.
as a board, right? The other guy is like in his face, and he is screaming at him, and he's
Okay.
just like, "You like
Yeah,
saying all sorts of
getting
shit.
real.
You motherfucker, fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna punk you out and all this kind of stuff."
Okay.
He is like, and the other guy's just like taking
Cool
it.
as
I'm
a
like,
cucumber.
cool as a cucumber. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can't believe this dude is just like
He's a
taking
fucking
all this
samurai.
abuse. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like he's not trying to hit him. He's not saying anything back to him. Nothing. He's just standing there,
Cold as
stone.
ice.
He's like a statue, and I'm like, this is amazing. I can't believe this is happening. Well, here's the reason why. I kind of like peer, and then I kind of peer down, and I look. Dude's got a Glock in his hand. The dude's like yelling at him, punking him out, and everything like that. He's holding a gun. So obviously, the dude who is not packing is like, I'm not going to agitate this motherfucker any more than I have to. He might shoot me. So
Okay.
I'm not doing it. Right. And then it hits me. I'm like, that's the dude I talked to outside the bathroom.
The one getting yelled at, the one with the gun.
The one with the gun.
You should have calmed him down.
The
Like,
one
hey,
with the
man,
gun.
hey,
I'm
it's
like,
me.
hey, bro, it's me. I know. I
me.
did. And I immediately turned around. I was like, because I was the people that were with me behind me. I was like, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Let's get out of here. As soon as I saw that gun, I was like, we might get some stray shots happening.
Be fun if you were like,
no,
is that a gun?
let's get the fuck out of here.
Do you have a gun?
Yeah, right. No, I was way too drunk.
You have that in the
kind of shit.
bathroom.
It was amazing that I was sober enough to be able to recognize that situation.
Dude.
Because otherwise,
Fuck
I would just
that.
like.
That's scary.
Otherwise, I would just like walk through the middle of the circle,
Yeah.
like, "What are you bitches doing?"
Talk about a buzzkill.
Right, exactly.
He's like, ooh, that's sober up quick.
Get out of the fucking way. Right, it would have been bad.
What caliber is that?
So it was
Like,
good. It was good that I was sober enough to understand
be a
the
protector?
situation, right, and be like, "Let's
fuck
get out
me
of here."
up, dude.
So we went to the other side of the street to get past, and we went home. But I was like, and they were like, what's going on?" I was like, no, where we're at. Let's just
try
go.
to
Let's
push
just go.
through. You're like, get off me. Like, no, don't go in there. It's dangerous. Yeah, dude, that's wild.
Yeah, that was nuts. So I was like, mm-mm. And I usually don't go to places that I don't like going to places that have to pat you down like it's a rule.
We got patted down in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
I was already drunk. So the
Once
dude
a-
was like, put your arms out. I'm like,
I think
put
it's
this
like
out.
this is back then. I think it's like a standard thing you have to do now because of the
Yeah.
society that we're in. But back then, if a place started patting you down, it was like there's been some incidents.
There's been-
I'm not into it.
There's been trouble in here.
Right. So once that Graham started doing that after that.
Well, once that dude patted us down in Vegas in that club, he was like, go ahead, put your arms out and they give you the one. I was going to be like, when he touched me a certain way.
Yeah.
Just to make it awkward.
Actually, I think they shut down that place because somebody got pushed off the balcony.
Well, watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, that's 4 stories, man. I think the fucker died, whoever it was.
Shattered your legs.
Yeah.
Like that movie where they push those old people off that fucking cliff.
Oh, yeah.
And that one dude lived.
That fucking movie. Midsummer. Oh, my
That
God.
dude lived. They had to club him to death.
Some weird Swedish ritual, some fucking oh my God, yeah, and he was like, "Oh." So they come out with that giant wooden mallet to finish him off. Watch that movie, it's crazy. Midsummer.
I watched it. They're like, they take their elders up there and they're like, the only way we can.
Because they're the 2 oldest in the tribe, and so they have to die to present new birth.
Yeah,
or
but
some
you're
shit.
thinking like, you guys have been around this long.
Right.
We're going to do this humanely. They're
And
like,
the whole movie's normal up until then.
the only thing we can think of is to push you off this cliff that you might die.
Right.
They're like, what you mean might?
Right.
Like, we don't know.
And there's another rock down at the bottom
Yeah.
that's supposed to a hard surface for them to land on. The
Dude.
girl, she lands like flat and she goes splat. Well, his problem is he landed trying to go feet first and he just crumples him up.
He's still alive. So I'm thinking like, they're just going to slit his throat, make it something quick. Nope.
Nope.
All we could find was this giant judge mallet.
Yeah, dude, fucking cartoon looking fucking mallet just.
He beat him like a fucking drum. Dude, I couldn't believe that shit.
That movie, good call. That fucking movie was
That
crazy.
movie's wild, dude.
They dressed that dude up in they sewed him into like a bear skin
Yeah.
and stuck him in that
like,
building and
what was
set him
that?
on fire.
What was that one? The Wicker Man with
It was like the Wicker Man, yeah.
with Nicolas Cage.
Not the bees.
Not the bees. And he's in there burning. Like
The bees.
fuck. Like,
No, not
yeah.
the bees.
That's like the Eli Roth film, The Green Inferno.
Oh, fuck that
Dude,
movie.
I can't. That whole they like put shit in
cannibals?
you and like they. Anytime someone in a movie comes out on a, like with their limbs are tied up, I'm out because
Right.
it makes me feel weird.
Makes you nervous?
Makes me nervous. Like I quiver and shit. like
dude.
it's me being tied up.
Yeah, dude, fuck that movie. I remember that shit. Ugh.
I can't handle it.
Fucking cannibals.
I can't handle that shit. I'm surprised the dudes from Cumtown haven't done a special on that. No, because they did one on Shawshank Redemption. They talked about like Andy fending off the sisters. Have you listened to that?
Oh, Andy.
He was like, sometimes Andy would get away, and then sometimes they'd fuck him. And they said that, I was just like, what? And there was times
Andy.
he'd be like, he tried to fight him off, but every now and then they got his ass. And I'm like,
Oh, Andy. Andy
Andy
Dufresne.
Dufresne.
Soft as butter.
you need to watch that episode of Cumtown where they talk about that. It is awesome.
Yeah, I have to check that out. Those guys are fucking maniacs.
Dude, that pod is crazy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, did I tell you I messaged the chick from Mean Girl Pod?
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I messaged them.
What's her face?
So, well, there's Jordan and there's I forget the other girl's name. Alex. So
other one.
the blonde I messaged Alex, this big thing, which I didn't say, can I be on your show? I want everybody to realize that I'm not like desperate, but I put like you're giving me that look like I am desperate.
I mean, we do ask all of everybody that listens
Well,
to
yeah,
us.
10,000 friends. Yeah. We only have like a 500 friends. Like, fuck, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't know, take a loan.
Right.
But
I'm whatever it is, all the way up till desperate.
so-
then
right. So
I'm the highest level.
I'm just
before
needy. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, I was
just
like,
want things alive.
it's like, hey, I'm a big fan of y'all's show, which I am. I do like their show. And I was like, hey, because you got to shoot your shot when it comes to like celebs, or whatever, on Instagram. Like, don't be afraid to talk to people. So I messaged her. I was like, hey, check our show out when you get a chance. Just let me hear what you think. With like an outside source, tell us if it's shitty or what we're doing wrong, whatever.
Right.
Because they're pretty big. Now, granted, they're backed by Barstool. I'm not trying to compete.
I don't know. Did they start on Barstool or did they just like
This show started on Barstool.
started on Barstool? So,
So-
they weren't like a show that got picked up.
No. So they have a pretty good. I mean, they have a pretty good following on social media. So I messaged her. I never heard back. However, 2 weeks later, I messaged her and again, but I commented on something she posted, and she actually messaged me back.
Oh, really?
Not about the
You
pod.
didn't tell me about this.
Not about the pod. But I know she got my fucking message.
Okay, so
I
she's
know,
listening.
and they're listening. I know you are. You know who you are. So, and I got a message back, and she responded because she had a Rough and Rowdy came out. They did the whole boxing. Apparently, employees,
blonde
which I
boxed.
wish,
Yeah.
I wish our job would do that because I would love to box the shit out of
Our
half the
job
people
does
we work
not
with.
gonna do anything that cool.
I know that. So, they did all that, and I was like, congrats on your fight. She was like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, fuck you. So you did get my message. Read the other one. So she responded twice. So I'm hoping, maybe.
So what would she say? What was the
Thanks.
cool? Yeah, all right. Woo!
It was quick.
Moving on.
Hey, I
up.
always think like if you have like 50 or 60,000 like followers, you probably get. I'm sure she gets messages like, "Let me try to hit that shit." Like any attractive woman, I'm sure the following gets crazy messages. I'm sure you
Yeah.
have to.
I wonder what it's like to be a woman in this.
I don't know.
Social media
I don't
age.
know. Well,
When
because
it's about sliding into DMs. Like honestly, how many? I really want to know what is it like the day in the life of a woman that is on social media. Do you get like DM slid all the time? Like
I follow 2 girls that actually shared the messages they get.
Like is it all? But I mean, is it like constant?
It has to be.
Does it?
I know
to the
somebody we
point
can
where you have
ask.
to like turn your notifications off.
I know somebody we can ask. I'll message her and ask her.
Okay.
She's got a big following, and she does a lot of modeling and stuff. I'm sure they're fucking horrible.
I'm just curious about that. Like even like average women.
That's a good
not
beer.
not someone that's like into modeling or is out putting themselves out.
Oh,
there,
you
but
mean just an average?
Just
Okay.
well, I kind of want to know both. Like I
Okay.
figure that someone's putting themselves out there, like they're
Yeah.
gallivanting around in a fucking bikini on a beach. Okay, yeah, I got you. You're gonna get some DM slids, right? I get it. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. Some people gonna slide in your DMs. I get it.
Trying
But I'm talking
to kind of clap some cheeks.
Right, trying to clap some cheeks. So, speaking. This is like triggering me. Who said they were going out to Area 51
Clap some alien
to clap some alien cheeks? I made that joke. Who was it that said they were going out to Area
That was
51?
those dudes that were going to like Naruto run or whatever, those
Yeah,
weird
dude.
ass kids.
Oh, that was a great time.
He's
man.
like, we're going to try to sneak up in there and clap some alien cheeks.
Yeah,
I'm like, why is your first thought to
Right.
get in there? I'm going to try to slam
Yeah,
some
dude.
alien
and
ass.
they set up like a little fucking nerd Burning Man out in the fucking desert.
And I like how they end up inviting like the cops. And they're like, you guys know you're never getting in here. And they're like, yeah, we know. Like, and they just hung out. You know, having like a barbecue.
Oh yeah, I know.
Only like, I don't know, a bunch of them showed up, but I'm like, let's just think for a minute. Like, I know our last episode we did conspiracy theories, but I'm like, just imagine like you're in a group, like non-military trained group. You're like, we're going to fucking storm Area 51, like the most secret Air Force base in the world.
Yeah, these are a bunch of fucking dorks
Virgins.
powered by Cheetos.
Yeah.
It's no.
Like their recent furniture purchase was a beanbag chair. Like this
Correct.
is it. And they're going to Naruto run, if I'm saying that right.
Naruto, yeah.
They're going to run with their arms out, which I'm sure some of them can
Like an
run.
anime run.
They can run 20 yards. They're going to fucking pass out.
Yeah, dude.
So, like,
it's the most
two-
inefficient way to run.
Two will make it. They're toddler running, where they put all their weight forward.
Yeah, that's it. They just, you lean forward like it's a progressive fall.
Yeah, that's all it is. You just got to catch yourself. It's like a what do you call it? What's that shit where you like have people hold their arms like fall back, we'll trust
fall.
you.
It's like you're
that?
trust falling forward
Forward.
for 300 feet, right?
Well, you guys realize you'd get sawed in half, right? Like one dude with a gun would just mop the map.
Yeah, they kill him with an alien death ray, whatever they've got back there.
They're like, yeah, we got some shit back here.
Right.
And they just die. Yeah. Fuck. That's funny.
Yeah, we got a little sidetracked there, but what were we talking about? We were talking about DMs.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about
Hot
sliding
chicks
DMs,
DMs.
hot chicks DMs.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to what I was
So
messaging.
average people.
Yeah.
Average people. Do they get, how often does that
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
curious.
I messaged her, and then I messaged Travis.
It's happened to me a couple of times as a dude.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
I messaged Travis.
It's usually not what I want, but
Yeah, they're usually.
You know what I'm saying?
The ballsy ones are the gross ones
yes.
because they're on their last like leg trying to figure it out. Like
Right.
I'm like, this shit work. Yeah, I messaged Travis Pastrana last week too. Did I tell you that?
Oh, you did?
I messaged him.
The guy you want to be?
I don't want to be him. I want his free time.
You just want his life.
I don't want his life either because I like my life. I want to hang out with him so I can be a part of his life.
Okay, so
Not sex or anything, but like I just want to hang out.
I wanna be in you.
And now I want to party with you. And now he hangs out. Now he's sponsored by Black Rebel Coffee, so it's like two of my favorite things, like fucking meshed together.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it. So I told my dad, I was like, dude, because he just had the last 2 years, he's had like the pit bike championship at his house,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to go do that. Because like I get, this sounds fucked up, but I get mad because I'll see like the Black Rebel guys who are like, we're here doing this shit, we're doing this, and I'm like, motherfucker, I've been a fan for 15 years. You guys just hired his ass. I'm the fan. You're a fucking scrub and new to this.
invite me.
Invite me, witness me. So I messaged him. I was like, hey man, you know, I was like, I know you get this shit a lot. He's got like 4 million followers. I'm sure I've yet to be seen. I was like, hey dude, I was like, look, I want to come to your house. I want to ride at your house. I'll pay for the tickets. I don't want any money from you. I don't even care if you put me on anything. I just want to come. I'll sign a waiver, whatever it fucking takes. I just want to come to your house and ride.
Right.
That's it. So I messaged all that, and then I was like, at the end, I put P.S. ... We met 17 years ago. I have a picture to prove it. I don't know if you remember or not, but I was like 14. Changed my fucking life. I didn't put that. But yeah, so I was like, I mean, you never know. Who knows? I may get a message back and it's like, yeah, you're more welcome to come out here. We'll get it scheduled. And I would literally, I can honestly tell you right now, if I got that message back, if I was at work, I would literally be like, I don't care if I don't have the time. I will take it non-pay. I'm fucking leaving.
All right.
This is a one opportunity that is way better than anything I'll get.
Never
I
gonna happen
need
again.
to go do this.
Yep.
So sorry if I'm on call. I'm not on call anymore. I'm leaving. Whether you fire me or not, I'm leaving because this is a one chance opportunity. I'm going.
Is that your like number one like hangout?
No.
If you could hang out with anybody, who?
So
would be?
I have like this weird idea that like if I hung out with these people, I would instantly be in their circle because I feel like we would just hit it off. Like, you know, when you see
Well,
people,
you look like them.
Well, you know, when you see people, like, it doesn't have to be celebrities. Like, you see someone like in a group setting, you're like, if they met me, I'm not trying to be like self-absorbed or what are they, egotist? What is that word that someone used in one of our fans? Yeah, egotist. Like I'm a douche. This goes out to you. I'm not. I'm actually not because I'm pretty sure Zach would not hang out with me if I was.
when they told me they told me that.
Shit burned my ass up.
Right. I knew. I was like, I got to tell him. I know
Of course
this
you
is gonna
would.
be
I
great.
would tell you. So I'm not. But
I knew you took it exactly how I knew you
exactly. I'm like, I'm cool about it. And then I get in the car.
Then it
I'm
like burned you up.
Fuck that chick, man. She don't know me. So So I'm thinking to myself, like, when you meet somebody,
why I did it.
right? You think when you meet somebody, you're like, I'm pretty sure we would hit it off. Like, we would hit it off. I just feel like we would. Like, if your personality meshes with somebody else.
You sound like Paul Rudd from from I Love You Man.
That's me.
You're
right.
Like
I'm trying to find
a friend.
Well, I have friends. I have a small group of friends. I'm just
I love
picky.
you, man.
I love you. So I see that, and I'm like, if I was to hang out with them, I'm pretty sure I would mesh with that tribe. Like, I would mesh with that.
Right.
So, but no, that's not like it'd be nice to go just to be involved with that group, because I feel like they already have obviously a huge circle, but I feel like the bad thing about them being the big celebrities, you'll never get a chance to really meet or interact with them. So, like, it sucks. You just won't, because it's different circumstances. I'm just a middle-class dude just clipping away at the everyday life. But it would be nice to just have a chance.
You got to do something that, like,
you have to be
fits
noticed.
into that
you have to be noticed.
culture.
Yeah.
Like the Black Rifle guys have created this, like,
It's a cultural thing.
they've
It's
created
fucking
this
cool.
aesthetic
Yeah.
and this culture that meshes with what Travis Pastrana's doing. So they, like, hang out. It
Well,
makes
they
sense.
pulled him in because
Yeah, but
they have
you know what I'm saying?
they have a motorsports area. They're
Yeah,
already
but
doing
like
truck racing.
it fits in that.
Yeah,
aesthetic,
it does.
You know
It
what I'm
does.
saying?
It's
like
living life to the full, like
Right.
wide open, whatever.
Right.
But
well, it's like the Black Rifle guys are not all of a sudden going to be like into fucking My Little Pony or anything like. Like there's an aesthetic
not
that
gay.
comes with it
Yeah.
that blends across different
Yeah, it
disciplines.
does.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but no, it's not my. I would like to get a chance, and maybe I will one day. I have a friend of mine that's friends with some of them that. But like I said, I don't beg people for stuff. I don't want to be a weird, creepy fan. Like
Brand groupie.
I don't want to be a brand group, which I've tried to cut back on that, by the way. I like to make my own brand and be my own supporter. But I still have brands that I still into, obviously.
Oh yeah,
but
everybody's got their thing.
I've tried to cut back.
Yeah,
I'm trying
everybody's
to be a
got their
fucking
thing.
weirdo.
Fucking A.
But no, that's not my like life goal.
My thing, I would love to hang out with.
He could barely fucking walk.
I think my number one. Is it, so what was your number one? That was my question. What was
Oh,
your
I'm
number
sorry.
one?
Yeah.
Who's your,
like to spit, like to what?
who would you want?
Like
who
spend
would
a
you-
day with?
Yeah, who would you want to like as far as be friends with? Like you want to get in this group or you want to get in tight with this dude or girl, whoever, and you want to be like
In the circle.
in their contact list. You guys like hang out, that kind of thing. What's your number one?
Bro, really put me on the spot here.
I just don't know sure what mine is. I'm still gaming it out. That's the reason I asked you the question.
I have
first.
two. I have two.
Okay, hit me.
So, but it wouldn't be to hang out with all the time. But like, okay, so I have two.
We don't
So-
hang out with me all the time. We just work
That's
together.
true. Well, we do a lot. It's pretty cool.
No homo.
Yeah, no homo. I think. Okay, so I
You
think
get to make that noise after I say no homo.
I think Travis Pastrana would be pretty cool to be in that circle. Not so much hang out with him all the time, but his circle of friends are really cool.
Okay. I
But
figured.
if I had someone that I had to sit down with, like we're doing right now, and shoot the breeze with for a couple hours,
Like who besides me? Who would you want to have a podcast with?
Matthew McConaughey,
Matthew
in a
McConaughey. Okay.
fucking heartbeat. And here's why. Let me just a little bit, and then I'll let you have your turn. I don't want to be a dick.
All right.
I've listened to his book Green Lights now. I'm on my fourth time listening to it.
Okay.
And before, he got a weird stigma that like he didn't wear deodorant and was really weird and like
Got real
everybody heard
earthy.
it. Got real
Yeah.
earthy. After listening to Green Lights the first time, which is basically just like a series of his journal. He's been journaling for like 40 years.
It's like memoirs type thing.
Kind of sort of. He's turned it into what he calls green lights or steps in life. There's yellow lights, red lights, and there's green lights. I'm not going to get too far. If you haven't listened to it, listen to
Read
it because if you get it on, if you audio it, it's him and it's.
Which is a much better way to listen to an audiobook. Is when it's
I'm
that
on my
person.
fourth. I'm on my fourth listen, and it's comfort food at this point. So him, because even Hollywood aside and all that, his story is so fucking cool and inspiring, and not so much inspiring like he's not telling you what to do with your life, but it's cool having another perspective on how someone else does life. That just makes sense to me. It just makes sense.
Right.
I love the way I would in a heartbeat just to sit down and talk with him because I've listened to his books so many times. I'd love to actually get an actual like one-on-one and have questions about that book.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like more of kind of a one-off type thing?
Even if I got just 5 hours, it'd be worth it.
Well, okay, so you would like to be his like best friend.
I would
and
literally
hang
just
out.
want to sit down and have a beer or something with him and
Word.
just
Okay.
talk. Like just, I don't know. I think it would be awesome. Even if we're just walking the fucking beach wherever he lives. He lives in Texas, but just hang out for a day and just dive into his head for a minute.
I got you.
That's my.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure who mine would be. I think I'm thinking Chris Pratt maybe because I feel like he
Fuck,
would be
that's a good one too.
He would be funny as fuck if like me and him on the pod we could just riff just like we do, and he would be hilarious.
But he's so like he's
but he's
so
cool.
grounded.
He's also does a lot of shit, so it's like he's not just Hollywood.
But
type.
he's so grounded too.
He
like
has a fucking farm and he raises goats and shit. Like he'd be kind of more normal.
There's something comforting about him. Like that sounds kind of gay, but
It
like
does sound gay.
it does sound. But I don't care. He's been a lot.
You want to cuddle with him?
Well, not like I don't know. There's something about him. Like it may be his faith too that he puts a lot in front. That it just makes him.
He's not
more,
fake. That's the whole point.
No, I
That's
said
the whole thing.
faith.
He's not fake. His appeal. Is what I'm saying.
Right. So it's more realistic. Like obviously he's up there in the Hollywood scale. We're not on the same
But
playing field.
He's not like
he's
quote,
not
Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. He's someone that he was someone that you could call and help you move. That's what I'm saying.
I would say probably that. I would say probably he would be cool, or I don't know. I feel like I would want to hang out with like a comedian because then I could just laugh my ass off all the time.
Do you think they're that funny in person?
Probably some of them are.
Okay.
It'd have to be somebody that's like naturally funny all the time. They're not telling bits.
Like Schultz?
Schultz is.
I think Joe Rogan would be cool.
Rogan actually, I think I'm gonna say go in and say him because he's connected in with so many people in that world in the comedy side of things, but he's also like plugged into like the UFC. And he's like number one podcast. Like and he also talks. And also me, I'm all funny as funny. I love like absurdity and laughing at shit.
And like
my humor is generally dry, and but I also love absurd humor. I love all of it. Right?
Yeah.
But I also know me for a long time. I also get real fucking deep in some intellectual shit.
Yep. And political stuff too sometimes.
And political stuff. So I'm like all over the place. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, that's true.
Still always better than a master of one. So that's the full quote, by the way. But anyway, so Rogan I think would probably be the best because the dude hangs out with inspirational speakers, MMA fighters, comedians, scientists, philosophers.
I figured you would have said
everybody.
Ben Shapiro.
Nah, he's one trick pony.
Okay, I agree with that.
He's one trick pony.
I can see you.
Honestly, he's good for like analysis of stuff, but I honestly think hanging out with him for a day would get annoying as piss. I wouldn't want to hang out with him.
I also have a hidden dream of wanting to go on the Jimmy.
And he's also
Fallon.
kind of an old fuddy duddy. Like he's like big time Orthodox Jew. He would not be down for like. He wouldn't be.
It's got to be kosher.
Right, it's got to be kosher.
Kosher beer.
Right. So I don't think he wouldn't be able to relax like I would want to relax.
I think also I would want to go. I think this is weird too. I've always wanted to be interviewed on the Jimmy Fallon show.
See, that you've told me that before.
I know, and I don't know why.
I don't
and
care
I think
about
it's
that.
because, and I'm not that interested.
I'd rather go on Joe Rogan.
Oh, of course, duh. But like, I think
I'd rather go into a podcast that only has like 10,000 listeners than
because
go
if you
on
think
Jimmy Fallon.
because if you think about it too, when they interview these people, right? The only thing they have on you is that they're in the spotlight, right? But like their normal day to day shit is not more interesting than what you do. Like it's not. They do the same shit. They raise families. They do the same weird.
Are you talking about like Jimmy
No,
Fallon?
I'm talking about like Jimmy Fallon like interviews only celebrities. Like they're not. Besides being in the spotlight doing films and being on, they do other normal shit. So sometimes
they
I'm
take
like
shits just like we do.
Sometimes I'm like, why don't you just have? It'd be interesting for me to see a show like that. Have just a regular dude on. Like,
what are they going to talk about?
Well, live, right? I mean, anything. The same shit I talk about celebrity. Like, what's your new fucking movie? Like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. It'd be just. I would like to see that.
Not going to happen.
I know it won't.
I mean, we could. I mean, if you want to try to do a show like that, but if someone's gonna, as far as from a viewer's perspective, be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck cares?
Who cares?
Right?
And he's done nothing. He just goes to work, sits in a cubicle all day.
Well, yeah, but doing nothing. It's like okay, because he hasn't been in a movie, so he's not doing anything. That kind of chaps my ass a little bit. I haven't made a fucking movie.
He's not doing anything that a million people want to watch.
We don't know.
That's the reality. Well, that's what reality TV is for. But nobody's, like I don't know. Then once you get on reality TV, interview him.
Let me just have my fucking moment, okay? You're realistic.
No one wants.
You're a realistic.
Jimmy
bullshit.
Fallon is not calling you.
Fuck him.
He's never going to call you. And
you
you want to be on that
number.
shitty show anyway. It's shitty.
He doesn't have my number, and actually, some of his shows are not. It's not all shitty.
With Jimmy Fallon he's watered down.
He is a little bit, but I
You know
still
what I'm
like
saying?
Jimmy. Man,
He's trying to Jimmy. For the reason why I don't like, I used to watch it.
Sounds like you
it.
never watched it.
I don't watch it.
Fucking mean about it.
I don't watch it anymore because it just became where he is so like he giggles and laughs at fucking everything.
He does,
and he is he's.
It seems fake.
It seems overboard where he's like constantly complimenting his guests. Where he's like, "Oh, you're just so mad." Like, come on, bro. That's the reason I like the ones that I like Letterman and I like Conan. Those types.
Conan is my favorite.
Conan's the best one. He's the GOAT.
He is the
He's
best.
the GOAT. It's crazy that they kicked him off that show and then they put Fallon in there because he was original Tonight Show replacement for Leno. Didn't last very long.
And I don't know why.
I think they tried to. I think they should have just let Conan be Conan. I think they tried to direct it too much and try to make him have this broad appeal. And that's the problem with Fallon. And the thing is, for a Tonight Show host, Fallon is great because he has this broad appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I wouldn't say not everybody loves. Some people love him. A lot of people like him.
He's a likable
Nobody
guy.
hates him.
He's a likable
right?
guy.
So that's what you want out of like a game show or game shows. Out of a late night
They
show
play
host,
games too,
right? So he's got broad appeal, right? Conan didn't have broad appeal. He had more of a niche kind of thing.
good.
But he was the best
He's so
interviewer.
good,
he
man.
was the best.
He was.
The GOAT. And so
Him and Bill Burr are my
right.
favorite.
And so he Bill Burr used to go on Conan all the time. It was great.
He likes Conan.
Oh yeah. So Conan had the really good style of being able to interview people. He was fantastic. Hell, even not really my style, but he was actually better than Fallon in my opinion. Craig Ferguson was great.
Yeah.
Because he would flirt straight up, just flirt with the guests.
Yeah.
And then he would he would do self-deprecating humor really well too. It was great. So those are fantastic. Fallon is just I don't care. Seth Meyers is annoying as piss.
I don't like Jimmy
Fallon
Kimmel.
is not.
Jimmy Kimmel's a
not
dick.
entertaining. They all suck
I don't like
honestly.
him.
The last one that was good on the air was Conan, and he's now no longer has his show. He's doing something else now.
Speaking of interviews and stuff in old shows,
But I wouldn't want to be on Fallon.
you know I'm into big hair, right? Like I like
big-haired women.
big-haired women. I like that Southern shit. I can't help it. Like I like 70s Dolly. It's like I fucking love that. Even though it's probably a wig, I don't care. I just like big haired. And I've also recently liked the 50s and 60s style big hair, like with the pinup style chicks. You know what I'm talking about? Does that make
Sure,
sense?
yeah.
You sound like you don't know.
No, I know what you mean. I just never
So
been like, ooh,
I'm into that.
bitch's hair. I like it.
So speaking of interviews, I watched one the other night of Dolly Parton being interviewed by who was the guy back in the day in the 70s that had the good talk show?
Carson?
Yeah. She was talking about when she first met her husband. I was like, dude, I told her, I was like, she is a smoke show. Dolly Parton back in the day was a smoke show. But that talk show was good. He was good. I mean, it's obviously older than they are now, but he had a little more it was a little more realistic. Like he was just like, I don't know, it didn't seem so thick as it is now put on. Like he didn't really sound like a host. He was just like one of their friends just talking to him. It was just kind of like we're doing. It was, I don't know, it seemed a lot more natural than it does now.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Jimmy will be on there and he'll be like, oh, watch your movie. Oh, it's amazing. You're doing great, bud. You're doing great. I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't. It was a shitty movie.
You're like, bullshit. You didn't watch one fucking minute.
Fucking
of
watch
that
any
movie.
of that. You're lying. Tell us what your favorite part was. And he's like, well, I can't.
There was somebody was on Anthony Jeselnik, who's a comedian. He has some of the darkest humor I've ever heard in my life. He was on Rogan and he was talking about he wrote he was a writer on Fallon for a bit, for like a year.
Yeah.
And, the idea that Anthony Jeselnik was a writer for Jimmy Fallon
For lighthearted Jimmy
was
Fallon.
hilarious because the dude has some really dark jokes and he's very dry and his delivery is super dry and it's sometimes it's like off-putting, but sometimes it's like that's fucked up, and then you start to laugh, right? But at first you're like, oh, how dare it?
You're going to hell.
That's disgusting, right? You're a horrible human person. But and then you're like, oh, it's kind of funny though, right? So
I agree with him.
That's his whole shtick. But so he was a writer on it. He was talking about how like the studio, whatever, and this is Jimmy Fallon was like Anthony would like have a joke, and he would be like laughing at the joke because they all sit in the writer's room or whatever, and they come up with these jokes for the show that he can do for his monologue.
Right.
And so he's they're in the writer's room and they're workshopping everything. All the writers tell these jokes like they try to make it relevant to the news or something funny, whatever. So Anthony gives his jokes and he's like, I don't think they used the entire year that I was there. I don't think they used any of my stuff one time, maybe a couple times. And it was like I would say something, I would say a joke, and Jimmy would laugh, but he'd be like, I can't say that. It's too edgy, right? Because his whole thing was like he wanted to have broad appeal to more people. So if he goes up there and tells an edgy joke, some fucking housewife in Wyoming is going to get all upset about it. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't do that or whatever. So his thing was that what Anthony was kind of like giving us some inside baseball on was that Fallon is actually like he can be really raunchy, and he said like when he gets drunk, like he'll rip people, and it's hilarious, it's fantastic, but he's doing a job, and he's not going to go that way. So I feel like that comes across on the show, like he's not going to be kind of on the edge a little bit. No, he doesn't have to go overboard. He just doesn't like to even play around the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Conan will kind of like get there. And Letterman used to be kind of like say some jokes that are like a little questionable. But that was great. I love that kind of stuff. I don't like Fallon because he's too plain.
Yeah, I get it. It makes sense.
And he giggles and he's fucking complimentary.
Yeah,
Fuck
he
all
does.
that
He
noise.
does a lot of that. Oh, so last week we talked about teachers, and you got really fired up.
Yeah, I feel like I've got so much more to add to that.
Yeah, so I had
Probably not the best thing to do since I've finished this bucket of beer.
I had a friend of mine
But-
message us. That's a fan of our show.
Okay, hit me with it.
She said,
We getting some fan feedback. All right, so everybody, we're getting fan feedback.
so she said, would love to give her 2 cents. Well, she asked
All
if we
right.
were recording yesterday. We weren't, but
Okay.
it's probably too late now to get somebody involved in it.
Did she say some
So
stuff?
she said, but she's not mad. She wasn't coming in hot.
Okay.
But she said clearly he has no idea how much teachers do. She's talking about you, and she said and how much it's changed throughout the years. So
Okay,
I was
sure.
like, because she said one of the perks to being a teacher was having summers off.
Correct.
Like that obviously it's attractive. Anyone in their right mind would think that's not attractive. You're a dumbass.
Yeah.
It's attractive to have your summer off. So I'd like to. I told her. I said
Okay.
we need to have. Fuck. Damn, Steve.
What the fuck was he trying to do? All right,
I don't
finish.
know.
Whatever. We got
But
distracted.
that's what it was. Like she's wanting to debate it out like that.
Okay, so she didn't give any details as far as like.
Hold on.
Since I don't know what teachers do.
They said she deserves those summers off. They deserve that, but we don't know what extent.
Yeah, I don't want to be around that many fucking kids all year round. Of
course not. I don't want to be around the people I work with now
but
all the time.
I'm not suited for that job, so I'm not going to take that
Correct.
job.
So I think we'll have to try to get her on the show. Maybe y'all can debate.
I've heard that before. Is like, we do so much more than I've heard that. But again, like, what are we talking about here?
I could message her and be like, "You up?"
Well, my thing is like, what are we talking?
I think
about
we're
here?
like a couple hours in right now.
Yeah, I think we're like 146. But my thought is like I've heard that excuse before. It's like teachers do so much more than you don't even know. I was like, that's every job. Everybody can make that claim.
We do a lot.
Everybody can make that claim.
Exactly.
So be specific. What do you mean? Are you working like every other Saturday for 12 hours? What do you mean?
Right.
Is it a 12-hour job but they only pay you for 40 hours a week? Are you actually working? Like, what do you mean? And is a lot of that because you want to do it? Because I've heard this before.
I want to hear this so bad.
Because I've heard this before to where they say, like, I've got to do all this and this, that, and the other. I was like, do you have to or do you want to?
Yeah, like I want to be like, are you up? Like,
Right.
I want to hear this conversation so bad.
Because I've had friends that back in the day, they were like daycare teachers, but it was like daycare where it was basically like pre-K, like they did
Right.
school, right? And there was a lot of shit that they did after hours because they wanted to do these like things like crafts and special stuff for the kids. And I'm like, but wasn't required. It's like giving the teacher homework or something like that, which is weird. I'm like,
Right.
okay, but you're on call right now. So it's like, this
You're
is
right.
part of the job. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. We'll have to.
Are you saying you're not getting paid for that kind
I'll
of
have
thing?
to get that schedule.
If you're not getting paid for that, then that's fucked up.
We need
obviously.
to have that schedule where we can debate that because I would love to hear that. Not so much a debate, but just get on both sides. Like I'd like to hear it from that side because I haven't.
I'll be honest. I'll go into it with an open mind. But so far, I've heard a lot of arguments over the years about it. I have yet to hear anything that's going to change my mind to where it justifies the reverence that we give teachers. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my whole beef with it. Is that it's not that the teachers don't have problems. It's not that they get the shaft sometimes, and I get that. But you're in the same boat as everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay?
We have a friend of ours that's
The
a major,
vast majority
yeah.
of people in this country have worked jobs they willingly went into.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really particularly like. There's a lot of it that goes wrong. They wish they had more money. They get the shaft. Everyone is in the same fucking boat. Why you think you're in this special category where we have to where we can't criticize you is always seems to be my experience with this conversation, this topic in general. Like I said, I think perfectly sums it up. Is nobody is whenever someone brings up firefighters or teachers, or I'm sorry, not teachers. When someone brings up firefighters or cops, or they bring up any kind of public position that's paid by the taxpayer, no one's like, oh, we don't pay them enough. No one ever says that except for teachers. And I'm like, why? Why? That's all I want to know.
I don't
It's
know.
like, why are you getting this special treatment from the community, from people?
No, what is it?
Because you just teach our kids? I get that. That's an important job. That's an important job. But so is firefighting. So is, protecting the community, cops. Right? So is the fucking lineman working on the poles. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are all important jobs. But we and people criticize those professions. They don't really criticize firefighters. They criticize cops these days. But, I don't think for good reason at all. But I don't understand why we don't actually are able to do that with teachers. I feel like it's like I feel like I can feel like the hate on me right now, but that I'm criticizing a teacher and people are like, oh, how dare he? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, you can feel
But
it.
I get
It
that
is.
feeling.
It
Like,
is.
why? I'm asking honest questions. Like, why is it that way? Please explain to me why your position, your profession that you went into has to be treated in this special way. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I'm getting fired up right now, and I'm also a little drunk, so it's going to make it real weird.
I need to get that scheduled so we can have that debate.
Yeah, you should.
Not a debate, but to get it to hear.
I know,
it.
because I'm just having an argument with myself currently. Because
Yeah,
you don't have a lot of input on this specific issue.
I feel like here in the last couple of years, everybody bitches about what they make. Like everybody thinks they should make a certain amount, and that they're worth whatever.
Never complained about my pay.
I haven't either. I'm like,
It's just it is what
it is what it is, dude. It depends on the field you're in, how long you're in it. But like, I went into my field knowing what it made because we looked up to the ones that made more than us. So I knew what they made. I was like, I want that. So I just worked hard to get to there. But
when it's like you say too, it's like if I give you more money, is it gonna be like so
that's
much better?
That's
it doesn't
one
make
of my
any sense.
arguments.
That's not
if
true.
You already have
never been true.
If you already have a shitty person, like giving them more money is not gonna make them a better employee.
No,
It's just
that's
not.
never been true.
No, it's not.
So when teachers is like, okay, what if we gave every teacher $100,000? Is that going to make them education? We're going to be pumping out Einsteins? Like, no.
I mean, are you going to attract more people? Probably. You
Probably.
probably would attract more people because they're chasing the dollar amount. But you're not going to get the same quality.
You're going to get the same quality?
If you have people that are doing it for the right reason because they know they don't, like for Gary, example, being a fireman, it's what he wanted to do. He knows going in they don't make a lot of money. When I used to want to be a cop, I knew what they made. I used to want to be a teacher. I want to be a gym teacher. I knew going into it they didn't make a lot of money. You're not going to get rich being a teacher. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that.
So it's good quality people most of the time.
Just don't complain.
But if you put $100,000 on it, people are like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna be a teacher because of the money." Like, same reason I see like a lot of people want to be a nurse. If you want to be a nurse for it, that's great. But I've had some friends too that are like, "I'm going to nursing." I'm like, "Yeah, because it fucking pays." Like, I get it, that's cool. But like, don't claim it like this is your higher calling. You know, it fucking pays.
Yeah, and they work their asses off.
Yeah, so I mean, you earn your. It's a lot. Now, the only complaint I've heard from because my mother-in-law is a teacher for years. She retired teaching. Her only complaint was from the way teaching is now, and she was middle school, is that the parents make it horrible. Which, okay, all right.
Sure.
And then
I would admit that.
the school system.
I've been in customer service for a long time. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. The school system itself apparently had the way they were doing things is shitty. But I'm like, that's in the corporate world, it's still shitty. Like, I can't.
Right. It's shitty everywhere.
So, and then, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like,
you're not special.
Sometimes it's kind of petty shit they're bitching about. I'm like, okay. Like, it sounds like it's just bad customer service. But, like, I think it also might depend, and I could be wrong. It may depend on what grade you teach, too.
Probably.
Like, I've never heard kindergarten teachers bitch.
Probably.
Even though I would not want to ever do that.
Now, I mean, some friends that I know, they used to do daycare stuff. In daycare, they don't pay anybody shit. And they do a lot of pretty much the same thing that kindergarten teachers do in pre-K. And they don't make it anything near what teachers do, right? And they also don't. But the only thing is they don't have the same level of requirement in order to teach pre-K,
right?
Or to be a daycare teacher, which is what it is these days. Which I don't know if I'm not really. I don't have kids, so I don't fucking know. But I don't understand why we need to necessarily have pre-K. Like, can't they just be kids and then start kindergarten?
I can vouch for that because Harper was in pre-K. It just gets them ready for kindergarten. It's just simple.
Yeah,
it's mostly play. It gets them into its activities. Not all day, but it gets them ready for it, and it helped her out tremendously. I'm a big advocate of it.
I get you, but I feel like it's also the same thing. I feel like the education system as a whole is a giant, like, factory that's kind of scammy. That is just supposed to pump out consumers. I'm getting kind of soapbox conspiratorial here, but all I'm saying is like, okay, so you got back when I was a kid, there was, I don't know if there was anything fucking called pre-K. There was daycare, and you just would like, people just watched you, so you didn't choke on anything until you were ready to go to. And then a year later, you were in kindergarten. You went to school, right? And I was homeschooled for a lot of that, but my brother did go through the elementary school, and like I don't remember him like having to do like learn numbers and shit whenever he was in pre-K. I don't know, but here's my thing: is pre-K is supposed to prepare you for kindergarten.
That's correct.
Then we're going to start getting to the point where now we got to have like a pre-K to prepare you for pre-K to get to kindergarten. Yeah, but you say that, but who knows how it's going to be, because the Biden was just now talking about how K through 12 is not enough for paying for public education. Where now they want to pay for public education, where now everybody will go to a quote 13th grade.
That's
because it's not enough,
college,
which is freshman year of college, and it's going to be public education just like high school is.
It's fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid, but that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think
it's just
I don't
all they're
think,
trying to do is expand the machine that is public education further and further.
I don't think it'll affect the older. I think it will more. But
I don't think kids should be in school 8 hours a day. Straight up.
I don't know if they're doing. I mean, I miss school, so I wouldn't bitch about it, because what else would I have been doing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not really half. I feel like half of it is just babysitting.
Well, because I can tell you this from a parent's perspective. Like when Harper was doing, they call it pre-K, but I mean it's they get that year before they go to kindergarten. It just sets them up to where they're not like, totally not aware of what's going on. It's just like a stepping stone into kindergarten.
Yeah, but didn't they have? Isn't you had to throw them into? It wasn't a shock to going into pre-K.
No.
So what's the difference?
Well, because she had already been going to this school
make?
for a couple of years. Well, because when she's 3, they're not going to do it, because she has 2 years before they go. So they do it the year before, is what she did. And then all they did was slowly integrate it into it. They actually had some structure, like they would learn science stuff like animals.
Yeah, but what about kids that don't go to daycare?
Oh, I don't know.
They just go immediately right into kindergarten.
Then they'll be behind more than my daughter would be. But doesn't mean they're not going to pass.
Yeah, but does that matter at that age?
Well, my thing is she's already in childcare because we pay for it. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, and most moms will already start doing that stuff before kindergarten anyways, because, I mean, not to be a dick, but nobody wants a stupid kid in class. So, like, if Harper was already staying home and not daycare, Kylie would probably already worked with her before she went into kindergarten doing stuff.
Yeah, like I think I remember my mom doing little stuff.
Yeah, you do
like
little
that.
stuff.
Like you read to
they
them
didn't hand her times tables, but
right.
yes, I think it is. I think it has bettered her.
They're not just playing in the dirt all
I
day.
think
That's
she's
not what
done.
I'm saying.
I think she's done better by doing a pre-K.
Sure,
I do.
My observation about it though is that I feel like that we're just trying to get the education system is just trying to get more and more money out of folks.
So child care itself is high as fuck.
It's like if you're in school, the longer you're in school, the better.
Correct. So
right, and I feel, in my mind, it's like I didn't go to. I don't think I fucking went to kindergarten. I think it was. I don't remember.
We were Mormon.
I don't remember. It was homeschooled, but say even still, I remember before I was even of age to go to school. I'm sure, yeah, parents, people do it now. It's like, they teach their kids ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and all that kind of stuff. They read to them, and they shapes, colors, animals, all this kind of crap, all the time. Do you need to have pre-K for that? I just don't know.
So
is it necessary? I feel like too many people are
necessary.
Right.
It is not. It's not necessary. The only way we did it is because she was already in daycare.
Yeah.
Already there. So if they're like, hey, we're doing this, you're already paying for childcare. It's an included gratuity, if you will. So
right. But if you didn't have to do daycare, would you send her to pre-K to have a leg up to go to kindergarten?
No, because we would do it at home. We would do activities at
home. So that's
home.
one of my points.
We'd have our own pre-K at home.
That's what I'm getting.
That's
to.
what. Yeah,
That's what I'm getting.
It's not a necessary. It's not unless you're, don't want to do that at home with your kids, and you're like, I want to do it at pre-K because I don't want to fucking
professional do it or whatever. Sure.
Fine, cool.
Okay,
it's your kid. Do whatever you want.
That's what
I think that if there's a kid that didn't do pre-K and then there's my kid that did, is she gonna have a leg up a little bit? Sure, but kindergarten is basically pre-K in its own way, like preschool. I mean, you're learning all that stuff anyways,
right.
But like. It gives her. She was more. How do you put it? Like prepared for the stuff they were already doing because they did it in school. So it just gives you like a little leg up in a way.
Yeah, I guess.
She's better for it. I think she was better for it. I'm not
I
bragging because it's
suppose.
my own kid, but I think it is.
I honestly, I don't really. I'm not a parent, so I don't know.
'Cause she already went
I'm not
into-
a child
So
therapist.
she already
or
went
anything.
into kindergarten knowing her ABCs, knowing all those.
But the leg up argument, I don't buy. They're kids. The kids learn shit so fucking fast.
Some of them do, yeah.
And
Harper does.
again,
but I mean,
it
some
also
do.
comes down to the individual because some kids are going to fucking absorb this shit like a fucking
Some won't.
weed,
But I mean,
and some of them are not.
If you also,
And I don't know if I don't buy that an extra year is going to make that big of a difference. And I don't know. I'm coming from this from a
If
total
I had
layman
a-
perspective.
if I
but
had-
I'm just saying I don't think because everybody went to the school. We all did,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was able to absorb shit. I was a great test taker. I fucking killed it in
I'm
school.
not, but I did good grades, but I'm not a good test
And
taker.
we are in the same fucking position.
I'm just saying.
You
right.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I might get it. Yeah.
So did the leg up really fucking? There was no what leg up are we actually talking about here? Because I don't know if that extra year really matters.
I think
Every
it'd
kid's
be
different.
Every kid different. That's the only argument I could come back with you with is like every kid's different.
Right.
Like if you had a kid and they did go to pre-K and then we
Right.
could find out. If I have a second kid, I don't suppose we could do a.
I think we just what I'm getting at is I think we got to get rid of the whole idea of the leg up mentality
Yeah.
because if kids are different, it's not like if your kid doesn't go to pre-K, then all the other kids are superior and they have an advantage, and your kid's disadvantaged immediately out of the gate. I don't think that means
What I
that.
do think is weird is that now they're making you sign a waiver for your first graders to have laptops. Sometimes it's like, do they ever get a chance to be a fucking kid?
Right. That's what I'm getting. That's exactly what I'm
And
trying
now,
to say.
don't get me wrong. I know that I'm a realist. I know that in today's job market, if you want to stretch it that far, is mostly computer facing. Like there's a lot. It's a huge market because we are in a tablets and cell phones. Like it's a tech world. I'm in that field. So are you. We have been for over a decade. I didn't have one in fucking first grade. I didn't interact with a computer probably till 5th grade, and it was for playing fucking games.
Fuck, I didn't interact
It was
with
the
the computer
Apple computers.
till like sophomore year.
So when you're like, we have a programming class, I'm like, no, what the fuck? No, what? Now, granted, she hasn't taken one home, but like, but yeah. So sometimes I'm like, can we fucking pump the brakes for just a minute?
Well, you know how we talk about like with the 40-hour work week on how like humans can only get like 6 hours of work.
6
at a time,
hours
and then they're
tops,
fucking done.
and then you're fucking
What
done.
do you think kids are like?
I see it time and time again. I see it at work almost every Friday. 6 hours, everybody is fucking done. Like I don't know why we have to be the slave to the 40 hours. Like we work in a 24/7 field. Like it's all the time. It never stops. But they're staffing for that. Like I'm doing it right now.
Right.
But I'm like, why can we not get on board or at least try it?
Right.
Before you fucking knock it.
Right.
Just try it.
That's my thing.
If it doesn't work, go back to the way it was.
Yep.
Just try it.
That's how I feel about the education
Don't deny
system, too.
until you try. Like
Right. So that's how I feel about the education system, especially public education. What I'm talking about. I know there's a lot of private schools that do different things, and charter schools that do all
fuck
weird shit.
private school
Fuck
shit. That
whatever,
pisses
all that.
me off.
Whatever. They do all different sorts of weird crap because
My
they don't
kids
have these government mandates from the education department to do this and do that, do this, whatever. I just feel like public education is too cookie cutter. It's too like stamp. You got to do it this way and do that way, and you've got to be the whole truancy thing where you have to be in school for a certain amount of time and you can't miss all these days. Like fuck.
I guess because it's all I know. Like I've never really deep down thought about it like you are right now with as far as my education, like my experience in the school system. Because for one, I fucking missed it. It was really fun because we're adults now.
Yeah, but you're not talking about like the shit that you learn. See, this is my point.
Right.
Is you're not like
Same in college.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
learn to take a fucking test,
Right.
and then you bomb that. You either ace the test or you don't, and then you never think about it again.
I think maybe I'm getting way off in the weeds
See
here. I'm getting
see
way off.
Samuel Adams.
Damn beers. God damn alcoholism.
Keep drinking.
I'm going to drink this, and I'm going to have another thought, damn it.
A thought, like in the corner? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe I'm old-fashioned here on this, but maybe we need to rethink the whole fucking thing. I'm not the first one to say this kind of thing, but can we just get to the basics to where they're not fucking illiterate, they can count? Focus on that and the bedrock kind of shit instead of trying to cram all this crap. Like, what was the real purpose of me taking 2 years of Spanish?
Okay.
Or Latin or French?
I understand.
Like, really?
Well, I don't know, because I took Latin. Because
I don't remember a fucking thing.
My thought was really like bitter then. I was like, well, I'm in America. I'm not learning another language. I'm not going anywhere.
Also,
That's what I thought. But I took Latin. I did it more so for the history and the mythology of it was really dope. Did I learn how to speak it?
Yeah.
No, it's a dead language.
Right, and I was interested in that. I love
I
history
was
class
interested
because
in
I
that.
love that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
But they made you take 2 years of Spanish.
That's
you
correct.
had to. The only thing I remember is "Donde está la biblioteca?" And I
Yeah.
could have fucking Googled that.
And
you know what I'm
then,
saying?
Chicle. Well, I think it was gum.
Was gum.
Or pollo. So maybe help me out. Help me order stuff.
So I know some random ass words that I could
Yeah.
just
I get
why
it.
make you take that?
I get it, and I don't know how that works for state requirements and such. I don't know, but I will say, as
so
far
somebody
as
can have a job,
I'm
and
new,
so they can spend money on stuff. That's what it's for.
I'm a new parent in the sense that my daughter's just coming into grade school. She's in first grade, but I will tell you, as far as her teacher goes and what she's learned, every week. The kids are absorb everything like a sponge, anyways. But
Right.
she's learning a lot. Like so, I don't think the system's failed in any way or flawed. But like you said, they're doing the basics right now. When you say stick it to the basics, math
Right.
and reading, that's what they're doing right now.
They're going to learn a lot regardless.
Correct.
So that's. What
But
I'm
every
saying.
kid's different too.
So-
Every teacher's different. Every school's different. So it's hard to
True.
like narrow it down.
That's correct. That's the reason I don't think a cookie cutter thing is
Exactly.
Don't make every kid take
Because
2 years of Spanish.
I had some teachers that I remember everything they did, and I had some that I was like, "You should probably burn in hell." later.
Correct.
So I don't know. It's the same with any field. Like there's good people. And
That's the
there's
reason
pieces of
fucking
shit.
college pissed me off as soon as I got there.
College
Because
is
I did this. I already
joke.
did all this stuff. Why am I taking it
It's
again?
a joke. It's a Jordan Peterson. It's a breeding ground for the weak.
That's what it is. I feel like the education system, public education, and our college system is just a fucking milk machine.
What do you remember the most out of college? Your classes you took, or the experiences and the people you hung out with?
People want to hang out with experiences.
That's all it is, dude.
Like I definitely.
It's
I would say
older high school.
I picked up as far as an adult. I did pick up an appreciation for history, right? Appreciation for the sciences.
Sure.
So there's a lot of stuff that I love the science classes. They really intrigue me, and so I really that's the reason I'm fucking watching videos about
You're a
black
freak.
holes at 2 a.m. on YouTube, right? Because I love that kind of shit,
Yeah.
right? When I was in college, I loved philosophy class. Like I gravitated toward that kind of stuff. I was good at math, but not like real great at math. Like I was good at math.
Well, your Amish.
I was above average.
Your Amish upbringing helped a lot with
Shut
that.
the fuck up.
Like counting the stars where the bread goes and putting
Exactly.
dead fish in the ground for corn.
Right. So I was actually a really good student, and I did remember a lot, and I retained a lot of information from that.
You're a smart guy.
But for instance, but not all of it is my point, right? Art was not my fucking thing. I avoided it like the plague. Of
course
I
you did.
fucking hated every single thing about art because it seemed pointless to me. I never was a big drawer or anything like that. Like so I was one of those kids that was not into that. I'd rather like set stuff on fire, right? I.e. science. And then I was very, energetic and
A lot of ribbon dancing.
and a lot of very animated. So drama was my thing. I was a drama geek.
This explains
right?
a lot.
Right? So that was my kind of thing. So I remember probably the most from those classes.
The women.
Drama and also the women. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, God. Anyway, you know what I mean? I don't Spanish, like, I don't really want to shit on the Spanish community, Spanish teaching community, but that was a totally fucking pointless exercise for 2 years.
Yeah, to you.
Right. So
To you.
So you're
So
making
you-
millions of kids take
You should give it. I get it. I know
Get
what
what
you're
I'm saying?
Because, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like stick to the bedrock.
We
shit.
need to have a
The
teacher
stuff,
on here.
The stuff that they need to learn: reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yeah. I don't want this to be a reoccurring theme every episode, but we do need to have one.
And then you can get into some
I will
extracurriculars.
schedule it for next week for us to have a guest on who teaches.
Okay.
Just do a quick segment on. And let's get some feedback from that genre, if you
We
will.
can get some feedback and comments and stuff.
I
like
just
that.
want to know, like, because maybe
If-
there
if-
might
if
be shit
somebody,
I don't know.
If somebody doesn't want to be on the show, that's fine. You can just
We'll just do sound check. You can just come on and we'll discuss it and not
just-
put it on the show.
You can just send us some stuff. That's fine. I don't want to put anybody on the spot where they whatever. But if you got an opinion about teaching, then just
We'll
send
do it
me
on the sound
information.
check.
But and I've got teacher friends. I should just ask them these fucking questions. I may have before in drunken nights, but I've got some hands. But
I'll be honest with you. I think we should probably try to get this as our sponsor for our show because that's delicious. This bottom
really
sucks.
lubricated the conversation.
I'm in
here.
the wheats here now, but like it's a good one.
I would offer you another one, but I drank the last one.
You did. That's okay. I thought about going to get a case and we'll just keep the show going until we just fall. I'll be like this here in a minute.
Well, I think we're at our longest episode ever because we're at 2 hours and 9 minutes. Or
Yeah,
some
we
shit
probably
like
need to
that.
run
So we
this.
probably
We
should
need to
wrap
cut
up.
this bit short. Yeah.
You brought up teachers, and I was just like,
Well, I wasn't
triggered."
going to, but I thought about the message I got, and I was like, well, but we
got
did
me
get
going.
some feedback on.
And I love teachers. I love teachers, especially. I got a lot of friends that
You're
are
about to say
teachers.
hot teachers.
Especially hot teachers.
You were about to say hot teachers. You paused, and I was like, I know what you're about to fucking say.
I'm really into teacher porn.
Fuck, I've never watched any of those. Are you
Watch one of
serious?
those, yeah.
Like who's staying after class and getting fucked?
Yeah,
Does that
exactly. Who's
count?
in detention? Yeah.
I've
that
never
kind of thing.
watched that. I didn't really have any hot teachers. Like,
I had a couple. You never had a teacher that you were like,
Fuck no.
if I was just a few years
I have
older.
one that I'm still friends with, like that lives in the neighborhood, but I've never had a sexual thought about her.
Oh,
But she's cool as fuck. She's one of my favorite people ever.
yeah, I had a teacher in middle school that I was
That
like,
you had sex with?
no.
Oh,
I didn't have-
sorry.
No, I'm talking about just had a crush on
I
her.
had one, so I'm thinking. Okay, so no, you didn't have sex with your teacher.
No, I looked 12 when I was in senior year. What the fuck are you talking about? No.
That's true. You did have a young
I was
face.
young buck.
Now you're like 25. You got facial hair.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
really,
It's finally coming in. 35. I finally got this facial hair
Thank-
coming in.
Yeah, you're like finally.
Right, exactly. I'm going to look like Brad Pitt when I'm 65, apparently.
Fuck, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
I do have a young kind of situation. No, I'm probably like like an Asian woman. All of a sudden, they're really
like-
hot, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden, boom, they're like old,
Ancient.
shriveled, and ancient.
They're ancient.
And that'll be
like
me.
a scroll.
That'll
Yeah.
be me.
They're like, what's your bloodline? Like a dragon.
Exactly. Like I'll be super distinguished and like all hot when I'm like 45, and then 46.
You'll shrivel like a
up.
raisin.
Right.
Fuck, how old are you? Like he's 1,000.
He's 1,000 years old.
1,000 years old. You've seen
I'm
a lot.
46.
You've seen a lot. Like I've seen it all.
That'll probably be me. I'll
No,
just
you can. We can.
switch.
We can wrap it up, man. It's a good one.
All right, well, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yep. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment, rate us. But actually, if you don't mind, rate us on Apple
It helps
as well
us
as
out a lot.
Spotify. Rate us. It also gives us, lets us know. We appreciate it.
We want feedback.
If you guys know of any other podcasts too that are interested in being on our show or vice versa, send them our way.
Or just anything you think we'd like gravitate to, listen to.
I'll keep everybody updated on my popularity status with celebrities that I'm messaging. I'll let everybody know if I tend to get a message out or
We'll find out if the brain groupie seals the deal.
seals the deal. You dick.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Later.